baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, you murder me, atom bomb. You're on the run, baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, I'm a homicide. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. I have sex to block the rage. You have sex to feel the pain. We're not the same, we're opposites. The pit inside your soul is fucking bottomless. And kill me slow, I wanna feel it. Blade so sharp, can cut steel with it. Blood runs red, it's romantic. Left a scar, no one wrong dead. You murder me, atom bomb. You're on the run, baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, I'm a homicide. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. You murder me, atom bomb. You're on the run, baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, I'm a homicide. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. You want it, you got it. You hurt me, you dying. Look what you started. Love to be violent. Heart on the table, it's turning back. Left me for dead, no I'm turning back. Kill me slow, I wanna feel it. Blade so sharp, can cut steel with it. Blood runs red, it's romantic. Left a scar, no one wrong dead. You murder me, atom bomb. You're on the run, baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, I'm a homicide. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. You murder me, atom bomb. You're on the run, baby, but you cannot hide. You daydream, I'm a homicide. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai. You cut my heart, baby, like a samurai.
Bring bold flavors.
What's up, everybody? We're opening up in this window first because we got a lot prepared, so give me 1 sec. We're going to switch over to the main one right now. Welcome, everybody, to the play-by-play stream for Game 3 of the National League Division Series. As always, I'm your host, Brian Mansell. I host the Brian Mansell Show, and I'm a sports media professional who's been around in the industry now for a couple years. And we do a sports show every weekday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Today, we're giving you a special stream, something I haven't done yet. This is the first time we're experimenting with it. We're doing the Braves, Phillies. We're doing baseball. We haven't done any baseball play-by-play commentary yet. This will be the first time. So for anybody who's new in the chat, please say something. Speak up. Tell me how you guys are feeling. It's a big day. Big moment. So open up. Start typing. Let's see what you guys are feeling like. Who do you think's winning this series today? Who's got the advantage? Who do you expect to even win the whole thing at this point? A lot of upsets we've seen. As we talked about today, the Orioles got swept out by the Rangers last night. And now the Braves and Phillies here are tied at 1. One's trying to go get the edge. So they could be one game away from going to the championship series in the National League. On the mound today for the Phillies, you've got Aaron Nola. He's got a lot. He's one of their best pitchers. Hasn't been the best this year specifically. But he's been one of their best over the last couple of years. He's facing off against Acuna to start here in the first. And from the Atlanta side, they're going to have Bryce Elder, who's had a very good time pitching against Philly this season. Can he maintain that streak is the question. As we all know, the playoffs are a different kind of animal to address. This is completely different. But again, if you guys are here for the first time, please give us a follow. We're looking for to hit a follower goal here on Twitch to reach 15 followers. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe to the Brian Mansell Show. We got a lot of content we're working to pump out every day. So please, a sub goes a long way in helping us upgrade this stream moving forward and down the line. So if you guys would do that, I would really appreciate it. That's it. So thank you guys so much, especially if you're enjoying the content. But here we go, NLDS Game 3, series tied 1-1. Nola's already doing his warm-up pitches, so we're going to see how this will turn out. As always, we're going to do a little quick picture just so people understand what we're doing. Big promotional thing we're doing right now for the stream, so make sure to smile, everybody. We're taking pictures here. Yes, take them pictures. There it is. You guys are all here on stream. So, NLDS coverage. TBS is now back and live. We're ready to roll here. It's time to see what they're bringing today, what heat is coming in. It's time, folks. The Braves batting order. Leading off, you got Ronald Acuna, followed by Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley in the third spot. In the fourth, you got Matt Olson. Ozuna follows him at 5. Number 6, Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher. 7, Eddie Rosario. Number 8, Orlando Arcia. And closing out at the back end is Michael Harris II. Well, here's Aaron Nola, regular season in 32 starts. He's 12-9 with the 4.46 ERA, below league average, but he has been a reliable pitcher for the Phillies nonetheless. Over 200 strikeouts this year as well. Been one of the most impressive stars here on this Phillies rotation. Can't help but wonder what his fastball and his breaking ball is going to look like today. It's like a hot and cold situation with him. You never know what version of him you're going to get. But for the Phillies, they're going to need the best version of him possible, especially if they're going to try to stay alive in this series. Well, up to bat now to lead off is Acuna. We're ready for baseball. I hope y'all are too. Acuna, ready to go. Nola, ready to go. And here's the windup. The first pitch is a ball off to the plate. That's our first ball. Our first pitch is a ball to Acuna. The count's now 1-0. Missed off the right side. The windup, the delivery. Once again, off the plate, 93. 2-0. The 2-0 count now for Ronald Acuna. Good start for him. It's the exact position you want to be in as another ball. Here's the next pitch on its way from Nola. Took a swing and it goes foul. 2-1. 2-1 count now. That one looked like he was throwing some kind of weird curveball changeup mix. It was weird. Only 181. But Acuna nevertheless hit it. Sent it into right field, into the bleachers for foul ball. It's a foul ball. Nola deals. Off the bat, going right to the first baseman on the right side. Fumbles it a little bit, but able to secure it and get the first out. That's Harper. So Harper secures the first out for the Phillies here. A quick look at the infield and defensive side. Romuto behind the plate. Harper at first, Stott at second. Trey Turner at short and Bohm at third. And in the outfield today for the Phillies, you've got Brandon Marsh in left, Johan Rojas, the rookie, in center, and Nick Castellanos in right field. Ozzie Albies now here at the plate. Nola deals, and it's going to be top corner of the plate, but no call there. That's going to be a 1-0. 1-0 count. Ozzie Albies this year, 280 in the regular season, but in the NLDS, 2 for 7. The walk and 2 strikeouts. Nola sends this one, catch him swinging. That's the first strike. So they've struggled already against Zach Wheeler, as we already know. Phillies have been doing okay so far in this series. Obviously, the bullpen couldn't hold its water in the last game. They're hoping to change the story today as Nola delivers another one. This one swung on and sent foul again to the right. It's now 1-2 in the count. A lot of questions here. Again, the count is at 1-2 now. 1-2. Oop, forgot to change it. Ooh, I keep forgetting to do this. Sorry, everybody. Here comes Nola with the next pitch coming into Albies. Sends it foul again down the right line. I'm gonna have to keep changing this pitching match. I've got to keep it open. Albies at the plate. Count still 1-2. 8 pitches in now for Nola. Nola looking. The windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's your first strikeout for Aaron Nola. And 2 outs, 2 Braves down, 2 face, 2 down. Great start so far in this first inning for Aaron Nola. And now coming up to the plate in the third spot in the lineup is Austin Riley. Fouls that one off right down the pipe, and he was able to just tip it instead of sending it yard. So 0-1 count now for these Braves, or for Riley specifically. 281 in the regular season, but in this postseason, he's been okay with the bat against these Phillies, but need a little bit better today. He's one of the few people who've been able to hit off Nola in their career. As he sends this one high and deep, it's going to come in a little bit shallow, though, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Austin Riley gets on base. That little hit to center is going to put him in a good position there. They got a runner on now to start. That ball looked like it was initially going to be going to center, but then it drifted and sank and came into shallow left center, and neither Marsh or Rojas could come up with that one. And now this will give Matt Olson an opportunity to go yard here and take advantage. As the first pitch on is a strike from Nola. 0-1 count. It is an 0-1 count now. Olson, one of the best batters this year in baseball. There were 50 homers and a .283 average as well. Been fairly quiet so far here in this series. As he tips this one out to the third baseman, rolling up. He's going to try to make the play, and he's not going to get there. Matt Olson's going to get the infield hit, and that's going to move the runner to second. There's still 2 outs. They're still hanging around. That was a good swing there for the Phillies. That play was fielded by Alec Boehm, the third baseman, but unfortunately Boehm could not come up with that one. And so he freezes. And because of it, now we have a first and second runners, 2 outs still, but with a new batter up. Marcell Ozuna up to bat. First swing is a miss. I should have said first pitch, but that first pitch, he was swinging hard and he missed that one. 274 in the regular season with 40 homers and 100 ribbies. He's been very quiet so far in this series. Ozuna up to bat against Nola here. Nola at 14 pitches already in the first. Here's the throw. Misses off the plate. Count 1-1. Absolutely ridiculous so far seeing what happened. Great start, and then back-to-back hits have allowed the Braves to get on base with the runner now in scoring position from second. Here's the pitch from Nola. That's going to be a strike inside. 1-2 now for the 1-2 now count for the Braves here. Ozuna needs to figure this out. Next pitch, I'm expecting a heater. He's been throwing a couple breaking balls here, and it's been fooling him. Got a couple strikes out of that. But here he's probably going to bring the heat. Let's see if Nola listens. Here comes the throw. He got him with the heater on the outside. Ozuna's arguing it, but it looks like he got him. That's a strike all day, folks. And so the Braves come out of the first inning with no runs. Leaves 2 stranded as we go to the bottom of the first. Well done. Well done getting the punch out there by Aaron Nola. All 3 outs were recorded. Well done. We're going to move now to the bottom here. Bottom of the first. What a good start to the game for the Phillies. Again, got a little scary there in the beginning, but they figured it out. Up to pitch is going to be Elder. This time for the Braves, it's going to be Elder on the mound. The leadoff batter for these Phillies will be Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber in the leadoff today. So in the leadoff, we have Schwarber over Turner. I'm a little fascinated by the idea of them starting Schwarber in that spot. You know, you wouldn't really expect a guy like him to be that in that situation, given that he is a strong power hitter. You know, it's a little conflicting. But nevertheless, it is the decision they made. They're going to the bottom of the first now. Again, quick reminder, the Braves have recorded now 2 hits. I'm going to update that now. I need to work on updating the scoreboard like that. But there's been 2 hits recorded so far for Atlanta. Phillies are now getting ready to come up to the plate to bat. And as you can see on the bottom, on my scoreboard here that I've made, I'm still working on a couple details. I'm fine-tuning right now. We're not able to get pitcher and batter on the scoreboard so you guys can see how many pitches are coming in and who the pitcher is and who the batters are every time. So everything I'm doing here has to be inputted manually. This is all my work. Everything you see, I went to a service to help me make this scoreboard. Company helped set it up really well, so it looks great. And down here, this is manually being typed in and out right here for the pitcher and batter. That's all me. So if you guys are new tuning in, I want to see how you guys are doing today. How are we feeling during this amazing, beautiful stream that we've got going on today? Again, first time we're doing baseball. We haven't done baseball before for play-by-play on this channel. This is the first time. So if you're new to the channel, if you like what you see, please feel free considering to subscribe on our channel here on YouTube. Or if you're seeing this on Twitch, just give us a follow. We don't need any subs. We really don't like to take money from people, and you guys shouldn't have to pay for the content we have. So a follow would go great in helping us down the line. Thank you so much. The Phillies batting order leading off is Kyle Schwarber, followed by Turner and Harper in the 3 spot. 4, 5, and 6 starts with Bohm. And then the 5 and 6 spot, you're at Bryson Stott and JT Realmuto at 6. Castellanos in 7. Marsh at 8. And ending off the order at number 9 is Johan Rojas. As the first pitch from Elder is a strike low. And Schwarber already looks annoyed. As expected. He's already annoyed. There's your first strike. The next pitch is a little wild. Pitcher couldn't get a hold of that one. It's going to be 1-1. Very low in the dirt. The pitch from Elder. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Schwarber's in DHing today. He's not playing in the infield today. But Elder making his first appearance here in the postseason. He didn't pitch at all. 1, because Atlanta had a bye. And 2, I think they were resting him as the 3rd guy. But here's the next pitch from Elder. On its way. Tipped down into the dirt. It's going to stay 1-2. Foul ball. That's where we stand at the moment as Schwarber loading up, getting ready for what looks to be a big swing he's going to take here. Elder with the windup, the delivery, in the dirt again, bounces it, 2-2 count. Schwarber's recorded a hit in each of the first 2 games of this series. He's looking to continue that trend right here against Elder. Maybe going yard would do a real good justice for the Phillies here to set the tone early. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch over to Schwarber. He tips it. He's sending it left, but it's going to be foul. Schwarber, another foul ball right there. And it's looking like a combination of foul balls and balls in the dirt at the moment as Elder's already 6 pitches deep. Here's the next pitch from Elder. And it's going to be off the plate, full count. He's going to miss wide outside. He now have a loaded count, a full count, as we say in baseball. Schwarber. Here comes the 8th pitch from Elder on its way. He tips it off. It's going to go into the infield, bounce to the first baseman. He's going to take it himself, and that'll be the first out for the Phillies. So that's going to be 1 out already. A reminder of what the defense looks like for Atlanta. Behind the plate is Travis d'Arnaud. In the infield, you have Olsen at first, Albies at second, Arcia at shortstop, and Austin Riley at third. And in the outfield, Eddie Rosario in left, Michael Harris in center, and Ronald Acuna Jr., the likely MVP for the National League, in right field. Here's Trey Turner at the plate. First pitch coming in, down the pipe, strike. Trey Turner, so far in this series, in the postseason, doing pretty well so far. 3.75 average, got a couple ribbies to his name. As the next pitch is on its way, and he gets a hold of that one, but it's going to be foul, 0-2. So an 0-2 count now for Trey Turner, who's been hitting pretty well this postseason, looking to continue the trend here against Bryce Elder. And Elder with the windup, he sends it, and he's going to miss it off the plate wide, outside, in the dirt, 1-2. So Elder has been having one of the better seasons, more unspoken compared to a lot of the other pitchers. One of the most reliable in the rotation, as here comes the next pitch from Elder. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he went around. It's going to be strike 3. Turner down looking. Down on strikes, I should say. Down on strikes. So that's now 2 outs for the Phillies, and when you watch the replay, yeah, he went around. Not by much, but the barrel of the bat did go over the plate. That is a strike. That is definitely a strike. He swung. Strike 3. Here comes Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper now batting out of the third spot. Here he comes, folks. First pitch from Elder is going to be a ball. That's going to be a ball from Elder. Harper so far in this postseason, batting over 300, which is very commendable, I have to say, up to this point. As the next pitch is on its way and in the dirt again. 2-0 count now for Bryce Harper. Elder's looking a little wild so far to start here. Some of the pitches he's missing are pretty bad. He's missing them a little wide, a little bit in the dirt. He's going to have to tighten up if he wants to take over this Phillies team and secure a win for the Braves. As the next pitch is on its way, and as I say that, he records a strike. 2-1. Beautifully thrown, too. It had no movement on it. It was a simple changeup, went right down to the bottom of the zone. And that's a strike all 7 days of the week. As Bryce Elder winds up again for the next pitch, Harper's going to foul that one off and send it off to the left. So it's a 2-2 count now off that foul ball. Once again, no hits recorded yet for the Phillies here in this first. It's been a 1-2 inning. Can they make it a 1-2-3? Can the Braves pull that off? Let's find out. Here comes the next pitch from Bryce. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. Strikeout. Elder going back to the bench. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves as the Phillies are unable to record a hit. We're still tied at 0 going into now the top of the second inning. So offensively, the Phillies are already struggling to get some things going. But again, it is early. It is the first inning. Things can change. Something to monitor, though. It is definitely worth monitoring. You never know what could happen. Second inning. Remember, people, this is only the second inning we're going into now. Let's prepare the pitching element again. Aaron Nola still on the mound. There's no way they're pulling him after the first. They're not the Dodgers pulling Clayton Kershaw. And as we go now into the top of the second, it's looking like, let me see if I can refresh my page. Apparently baseball is not doing too well with the tracking at the moment. I'm going to try to use a different site to try to help us keep track with what's going on here in the game, because ESPN is actually behind right now and you're unable to get the game cast. So I'm going to have to use a different service to collect that information. So we have it here. It's all listed. The next batter that's going to be facing Nola is Travis d'Arnaud. Travis d'Arnaud is going to be the one facing Aaron Nola to start off. So far, a little peep through of the numbers here. Aaron Nola so far in one inning pitched has 2 hits and 2 strikeouts recorded. And for the Braves, Bryce Elder has 2 strikeouts and no hits recorded through 1. Now, he's been throwing some interesting strikes so far. It's interesting. When he got Bryce out, when you look back at the pitches he used to get the strikeout, the first 2 he was throwing were a sinker and a slider. Third pitch, that was a called strike. He threw beautifully. That was a slider. And for the fourth pitch that was fouled off, that was also a sinker. So he used 4 consecutive breaking balls and then hit him with the gas with the fastball to get him swinging. He was expecting another breaking ball, and the fastball was coming, and it got Harper high. It ended up being a strikeout. So, top of the second now. Travis d'Arnaud ready to go. Aaron Nola ready to go. I myself am ready to go. You guys are tuning in for the first time. Thank you for choosing us today for your play-by-play coverage. It means a lot to us and everybody here at the Brian Mansell Show. If you guys like what you see, remember subscribe on YouTube if you're viewing this, and if you're on Twitch, please just give us a follow. It goes a long way in helping this channel grow here on the sports community here on Twitch. So here's Nola now facing d'Arnaud to lead off in the second. The pitch on its way. And that is going to be a strike. Easy strike call. That first pitch is a called strike. That's a four-seam fastball. Here comes the second pitch now from Aaron Nola. This one is going to be called a ball off the plate to the right. So d'Arnaud so far in this series, I should say in the postseason's hitting .250. So he hasn't been bad so far in these postseason. As the next pitch on its way from Nola, this one's going to be a grounder out to Bohm. Bohm fields, sends it, caught at first for the first out. So d'Arnaud ends up grounding out there to Bohm, who gets it out for Harper for the first out of the second inning. And that'll bring up Eddie Rosario next to take on Nola. Correction. So let's record it. 1 out, no strikes, no balls. Top of the second. The first pitch from Nola on the way is a strike right down the middle, a four-seam. Rosario in this regular season was batting .255 at 21 homers and 74 ribbies. But in this postseason, he is 1 for 4 with the strikeout. He's looking to register his second hit so far in the NLDS. As Nola sends it. Oh, it's out, technically outside, but he gets it inside the zone. The outside portion of the zone. And that is going to be the second strike out to Rosario. 2 fastballs in a row. What's he going to throw here on his third pitch? What is Nola going to do? Do you go with the breaking ball here? Let's see. The pitch from Nola is a knuckle curve, actually. That's a ball in the dirt regardless, and that is going to be another. That's going to be a first ball of the at-bat. Rosario prepping. Trying to see which pitch he's going to go with here. The pitch from Nola. Swings and fouls it off. There was another fastball on that one. Tried to go right back to the heater, and he was ready for that. Count still 1-2. Remember, guys, 1 out so far. Counts 1-2 to Rosario. Nola not pitching the worst right now. He's actually doing pretty solid, I have to say. The delivery here is going to be a ball low in the dirt. Change up from Nola. Misses low. And it's going to be a 2-2 count. So the pitch selection is key here when you're pitching against the Braves. You got to make sure you're throwing a good pitch. And here's the next one. That one's going to be off the plate outside again. We got a full count. A full count to Eddie Rosario here. What do you do if you are Aaron Nola? What pitch do you choose to get him out? Do you go back to the tried and trusted fastball? Do you try the slider again? What is the intention? We're going to find out as the pitch is on its way. And he gets him out with the knuckle curve. Outside of the plate and low. It's a strikeout for Aaron Nola on Eddie Rosario. Getting out of the jam at the at-bat. Beautifully done. The sinking motion off the rise on the release. Sinks in beautifully and sits right into the mitt in the box. And he has no way to prepare for that mentally. That's now the third strikeout of the game for Aaron Nola. And up to bat now is Orlando Arcia, who only has 1 hit so far in 7 at-bats. First pitch, swing, and he got it on the first swing, and it is going to miss foul. Just inside of the foul pole. Yeah, just outside of the foul pole. That's how I'm going to put it. Just outside of the foul pole he hits. So Nolan now at an 0-1 count here, delivering to Arcia. Swing and a miss on that one inside, 0-2. The crowd is getting on their feet, hoping he gets a strikeout here to send it to the bottom of the second. Nola with the pressure on him. Delivers. He got him. They're checking the swing, and they said he went. That's the 3rd out and the 4th strikeout of the game for Aaron Nola. 6 batters faced, 4 struck out, all and retired. Oh my goodness, what a great showing so far from Nola. 4 strikeouts so far today. Very impressive. Through 2 innings, by the way. Through 2 innings. I'm impressed. Arcia strikes out swinging. That's 3 outs. We're going to the bottom of the second. And my goodness, I have no words for what we're witnessing at the moment. And I just realized the entire time I did not update the batters. I apologize. I think we're just not going to put these up, so you guys understand who's up to the plate. I think it's better that way. So that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm going to have to delete that because it's just not going to work for us. I'm deleting it as we speak. Yes, no more pitching matchup. I'm going to just read it out to you guys and tell you what is going on pitching-wise and batter-wise, so you guys are fully aware of what's going on. Now, I would have loved to put up 2 players, by the way, on this graphic, but unfortunately, I could only fit 1. Given the way things went, I had to reconfigure the setup so that the scoreboard could fit in here. And as a result, the NLDS Game 3 series tied at 1-1 is what takes the place here, this scoreboard. There is one other thing I could add, though, and I'm thinking about possibly adding a chat. So bear with me as I try to change the scenes to find the chat real quick. Is the chat here? Let me go find it. It probably is on our main solo shot. Let me just make sure the chat is listed. Yes, it is. I'm going to just make sure we got that browser window ready. We're going back to the live play-by-play scoreboard. And we're going to add the chat in here so that this way you guys can see yourselves and we can make it look nice and good too. So the chat is now up here. If you guys can't see it, it's fine. We'll be all right. The chat is down here. You're going to see it, guys, here on this side. Oh, if I can, let me try and move my hand back. You're going to see it over here on this side in the bottom of the window, just above the left side of the ticker. It's going to be right in that space. And above it, we're going to have the alerts. So all the alerts will be up there anytime somebody follows or does something really, or, you know, goes for bits, whatever it is. It's going to be all over here so that you guys are able to see it when it comes up. Now, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're here to watch the stream, thank you all so much. We're going to the bottom second now here. Atlanta, so far, only able to register 2 hits, no runs, no errors. Philly now up to bat here, but the StatCast is showing off what's going on with Bryce Elder's pitcher arsenal. He is very heavy on using his sinker and slider a lot. He doesn't like to use his 4-seam often. Seems to be his weakest pitch, so he tries to hold off of it. Opponents hit the best against that specific pitch. But here comes Elder, facing off first against who looks to be Alec Boehm, and the first swing is a strike. Good slider there. Alec Boehm, 274 this season with 20 homers and 97 RBIs. He's doing okay this series specifically. He's got 2 hits so far. As the next pitch is on the way and low in the dirt, it's going to be 1-1. So a 1-1 count, 2 breaking balls in a row. Does he go back to fastball to try to fool him up here? Let's see. Elder, looking. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be another ball off the plate. That's going to be another sinker from him. 89.5 on that one. So 2-1 is the count now. As we wait for the next pitch from Bryce Elder. It's on its way. And he swings and misses. It's going to be strike number 2. 2-2 count. 21 pitches up to this point for Bryce Elder. And the next pitch from Elder. He's starting the windup. He's really putting work on that pitch clock as he swings and misses. Gets the strikeout. Boom, down swinging. And that is a strikeout for Bryce Elder. Very impressive so far. That's his third of the game. Pitching a good game so far. 3 strikeouts now for him. Up to bat now at the plate is Bryson Stott. The lefty has not had the greatest season this year, but he's hoping that this postseason could turn things around. They could have a relapse of last year and the miracles they were able to pull off. As the first pitch is on its way from Elder, that's right down the middle. It's a strike. Good four seam. They're showing around the baseball park right now, and I can tell you right now, this ballpark, Citizens Bank Park, is definitely a hitter's park. As the second pitch is on its way and misses outside and low. Count now at 1-1. It's a 1-1 count. Some beauty right there in that ballpark. From what I've heard, it's one of the nicest ballparks in all of the Major League Baseball. As Elder's next pitch is on the way, and he gets a hold of this one. Stott dropping it into left, and Rosario's there to make the play. It's the second out of the inning. Rosario makes the play, so Realmuto will now have to come up to the plate to try and record the first hit of the game for the Phillies. Elder already at 25 pitches. This will be the 26th pitch of the game for him. Elder delivers the first one. He swings and misses on that one. It's going to be an 0-1 count. He went for the inside low corner. And Realmuto gets his first strike of the at-bat. Realmuto's been pretty solid so far, I could say safely. 3.33 is his average in the postseason. As the next pitch on the way and he gets caught swinging again. It's 0-2. That one swinging on a sinker. Back-to-back sinkers, back-to-back swings, back-to-back misses. Looking to make quick work of Realmuto. Elder with the next pitch on the way. Inside even more, and he did not fall victim to that one. Realmuto holds off, and it's going to be a 1-2 count. Here's the next pitch from Elder. It's going to be a strike. Swing and a miss from Realmuto. That was down low. Beautiful changeup thrown. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. So no runs, no hits, no errors. As we now reach the top of the third. The Braves and the Phillies still looking to score the first runs of this one. Well, folks, top of the third it is. Still at 2 hits so far for Atlanta, none for Philly. They're getting blanked at the moment by Elder. You can't help but wonder what could happen. The millions of things that could happen. The millions and billions and trillions. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I mean. The millions, the billions, the trillions, all of that sweet stuff. And so I'm also going to do a little bit of a cleanup real quick on some of the ticker stuff I have here. Some of the ticker information needs to go. Going to be correcting some of that as we speak. Sorry about that, folks. Once again, if you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in and watching with us. We appreciate you choosing us today as your choice for live play-by-play coverage of the Braves and the Phillies here in the NLDS. Series tied 1-1 here. We're in game number 3, looking for the edge, both teams, to get their ticket punched to the National League Championship Series, the NLCS. If you guys also don't know, we do have social media because we all are active on Twitter. So if you guys would like to follow the channel or anything that we do, make sure to follow us on Twitter, or X as it's now known, at BA Mansell, Follow me also on Instagram at The Brian Mansell Show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give the channel a sub. We really appreciate it. It goes a long way in helping us grow the channel down the line. So, please, feel free to give us a sub. It goes a long way in helping us. And if you're watching this on Twitch, follow the channel. Keep track with all the information we do and all our live streams that come up every now and then. We're also on TikTok too. Same handle, The Brian Mansell Show. So, again, thank you all for your support and choosing us today for your baseball coverage. Thank you so much. We're still in commercial here. They're promoting Toyota for some reason. I don't think their cars are phenomenal, honestly. They're very reliable if you're looking for a cheap car, a car that gets the job done and won't crap out on you. It's a good car for that. If you're looking for reliability, that's probably one of the better cars to get. Them, Honda's good too. I've heard Kia's used to be really good. They might still be good. I'm not too sure. I mean, I've heard mixed reports. Well, they're back from commercial. They're showing the total motion and what's going on with Bryce Elder. And Elder has been lethal so far for Atlanta, blanking the Phillies left and right, forcing them to swing and miss on a lot of pitches. But Nola's now on the mound as we hit the top of the third. Here and up to bat for the Braves is Michael Harris. They're at the bottom of the order. And the first swing is fouled off to the left. It's going to be the first strike. So 0-1 count. It's a Michael Harris. Nola winding up for the next pitch. He's going to throw it, and he's going to get a strike on the top inside corner of the zone. It's an 0-2 count now for Michael Harris II. In a good situation here behind the count, he needs to be able to be prepared to hold off on the pitches. And he did that time. That pitch was low in the dirt. It's going to be a 1-2 count. That's a ball. Knuckle curve got away from him, sank like a sinker. So a 1-2 count now for the Atlanta Braves and Michael Harris II. No outs here in the top of the third. The pitch is somehow off. It's off the plate. It's off the plate. Fans definitely are going to disagree with that one. That pitch is off the plate. Inside. And it's going to be a 2-2 count. Next pitch. Grounded down to first to Harper, who's going to toss it up to Nola to field it and get the first out at first. Michael Harris down on a ground out. So that's one out now for these Phillies. They got one out now. We're going to have to go back to the top of the order, which means Acuna is coming back to bat again against Nola. He's 0 for 1 so far now with the ground out in his first appearance in the first inning. Grounded out. So far in the postseason, Acuna has been somewhat reliable. I think it's a safe way to put it. So the next pitch is getting ready to be dealt. Nola taking his time preparing the selection. As he winds up, he takes the swing. It's going to be off the plate. And it's a 1-0 count. Well outside. So Nola preparing for the second pitch here. Definitely want to be behind in the count 1-0. The pitch is on its way inside, but it was fouled off by Acuna. That's 1-1. He swung. That's a strike. It's a strike all the time. So 1-1 count now with 1 out recorded to Acuna. 37 pitches so far for Nola. Not having his best outing at the moment. And Nola delivers high above the zone, 2-1. Nola has been a strikeout machine so far to this point, but I'm going to say the same thing as a lot of people are saying. His strikeouts don't mean too much. You need to be able to get the results as the next pitch is on its way. Acuna swings and sends it up the gap down to right field. It's going to be a base hit. Acuna going to try to go for 2. Here's the throw going to second, and he's going to be safe at second. It's a double for Ronald Acuna, and the Braves are on base. The Braves are on base, folks. The Braves are on base. This is not a drill. That's the third hit of the game for the Atlanta Braves. Cunha now on second. Beautiful swing motion here. Sends it down, hugging the right field line, forcing a big play to have to come in from right field as he slides in with ease to be safe at second with the room to go. Well, Acuna, apparently they're worried about his base stealing ability, and of course you should be. He had a 40-70 season this year, 40 homers, 70 stolen bases. Something to really watch. First player to ever accomplish that. As the first pitch is swung on and goes to Captain right. Acuna coming home from third. He's going to run in, and he's going to be safe. The run is on the board for the Braves, and they're taking a 1-0 lead thanks to a RBI single from Ozzie Albies. The Atlanta Braves are on the board. He smoked the first pitch from Nola. It was a curveball, and he takes advantage of it. Takes clear advantage of the pitch. It was actually a knuckle curve, and he was prepared for it, and he took care of business as he's going to go check the batter on first, that being Albies. Forces the runner to tag up. Well, here now at the plate for the Braves is Austin Riley. In his career, he's been fairly good against Nola, faced him plenty of times. Let's see if that comes into play right here as the next pitch is swung on and sent down the left field line foul. A quick replay in the dugout of Acuna basically saying, I am him, I am that dude. And I don't think I can disagree with it. But it's an 0-1 count regardless to Riley after the foul ball down the left line. Next pitch from Nola is sent. They're going to check swing. They're saying he went. It's 0-2. It was definitely a ball outside and down low outside of the corner. But they checked the swing and Austin Riley went around. So that's 0-2 now. Again, runner on first. Still one out. Braves lead 1-0 here. 0-2 count. The pitch from Nola is high and above the zone. The count is now 1-2. That is a ball to Austin Riley. So Nola, 43 pitches now. Starting to feel a little bit of heat and pressure here. Philly crowd still trying to rally some support around him as the pitch is on its way. And he hits that into center. And that's going to be lined right into Johan Rojas waiting for that fly ball. 2 outs now for the Braves. Still got a runner on first, but if you watch it again, it was actually a very good swing from Riley, but unfortunately he didn't get the angle he wanted or the hook on the ball when he took a swing at that and made contact. He didn't get the direction he was looking for. Instead, he hooks it a little bit out towards the right center gap, which Johan Rojas was able to make up the ground and retrieve. So here is up to bat Matt Olson. Basin Nola as the first pitch is on its way and inside. It's a 1-0 count. Is it just me or is anybody else fascinated by the ads that they put out on this baseball field? It's a little weird seeing them put this technological marvelry out here as the next pitch is on its way outside of Olsen for another ball. Count is now 2-0. Started off with the four-seamer on that first one that he missed. The second one there was a breaking ball. That was a sinker. You have to wonder if he's going to go right back to the fastball on this pitch. As the third pitch is on the way, and it's high, somehow high above the zone. And it's going to be a 3-0 count. Okay. I'm not going to argue. It is a 3-0 count to Matt Olson with a runner on first and 2 outs. Nola debating his next pitch. It's on the way, and it's outside again. Ball 4. He straight up walked in with no strikes on that one. The bases are now with the runner on first and second. There's now a runner on first and second. And the one on second being the man in scoring position here, got to be asking yourselves what the plan is here with Nola starting to sweat it out here. And here comes the pitching coach ready to have a conversation with his starter. Infield has also come in, but again, runners on first and second. There's one man in scoring position here with one run already scored by the Braves. Can you stop the bleeding before it becomes worse is the question. Do you think Nola can correct himself? If Rob Thompson doesn't believe so, he could easily pull him right out of the game at any point. But it looks like they're going to keep him in and let him try to get out of this jam here early in the top of the third. A lot of questions to ask as they're using up this mound visit. They're trying to come up with an approach here to face Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna being the one person who has hit well against Nola in his career. But again, still one run on 4 hits and no errors recorded. That batter who reached on first was a 4-pitch walk. So here's Ozuna at the plate, the righty, 0 for 1 so far, recorded a strikeout in his first at bat in this game. 8 seconds on the pitch clock. Nola trying to come up with something, watching the runners as the pitch is on its way, and he swings and he hugs it down the left line. It'll be foul. Just past the third base bag. It's going to be a foul ball. 0-1 is the count. So Nola preparing, watching. Got Ozuna. Runner on second again. Runner on first. Albies is on second. Olsen is on first. Ozuna at the plate. The pitch is a strike. Beautiful changeup that started off outside, hooked its way down to the bottom of the zone. And Ozuna didn't like the call. He definitely wasn't a fan of it. But you know what? Guess what happens? Things happen. It is now an 0-2 count for Ozuna and the Braves. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Off the plate outside. 1-2. Nola looks like he's still trying to grasp the control of that knuckle curve. That pitch is what's been helping the Braves get on base here. Again, a couple good chops at it, which has helped them get on base. The next pitch coming in. And he's not going to pitch it. He's actually going to go ahead, look back, and check the second baseman. Make sure Albies isn't getting too far of a lead here. Nola trying to focus up here. He's at 51 pitches so far. The pitch is on the way, and it's going to be another ball low and outside of the corner. The knuckle curve once again. He is struggling to get control of that pitch, and it's creating some issues. But it's work. But let's see if he can bolster it up here. He may have to switch it up with the fastball or a changeup or a sinker. If he's going to stay breaking ball, I'd recommend sinker here. Fastball would be the smartest thing. Go low on that. And he throws another knuckle curve and forces him to swing. And Ozuna's going to miss. Gets the strikeout and stops the bleeding early. As the Braves already have done enough damage here. Recording 2 more of their own hits. Leaving 2 on. But recording 1 run to get them on the board here. And we're going to be going to the bottom of the third with the Atlanta Braves leading 1-0 over the Phillies. Once again, a reminder, the Phillies still have not recorded a hit in this game, while the Braves are still up 1-0 after a rough little third inning there from Aaron Nola. Not his best work. But who knows, things could change at any moment. We're posting now about the play-by-play stream to put up everywhere, especially on our Instagram and our Twitter. So play-by-play stream for Braves, Phillies is live. And we're going to look at the link here to make sure people know they can watch it. Because if they don't know they can watch it, then why watch it? Oh, I'm going to have to lower the voices here. Let's go check it out, shall we? Well, we're checking it out now as we're watching. Everybody should know we got a live stream going. Let's see what we get. I'm looking now to try to get you guys the link to put up everywhere as we speak. I'm doing that now. So as we sit in this commercial break, I want to remind you all that we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the morning show, possibly recapping whatever happens in today's baseball action and breaking down what went right, what went wrong, and what they're going to need for the next game. We've been working nonstop here and been burning the midnight oil to make sure that we are doing enough work and content for you all to enjoy. So again, everything really matters to us. It's really important. So if you guys can, please give us a follow or subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We got more content coming every day. And if you're watching this on Twitch, please consider giving us a follow. It goes a long way in helping this channel grow down the line. Thank you so much. We're also still 3 followers away from reaching our follower goal of 15 followers. Again, a little bit at a time trying to grow this channel. We're at 12 followers now, looking to make that a bigger number. So again, if you are following this channel, thank you so much. You are the reason why we are here and we've made it this far. So thank you guys so much. And we're back from commercial break. And it's looking like, let me be more specific here. The first pitch is now on the way. And that's going to be a ball to Nick Castellanos, who is facing Elder here for the first time today. The next pitch is swung on. He sends it deep, high, going for. It's going to be out of here. Home run for the Phillies. The first hit of the game is a home run from Nick Castellanos, and the Phillies have tied the game at 1 apiece. Nick Castellanos, the one man who could go crazy and hit well against Elder this year, has done it. Sends it 373 feet out to left. And the Phillies are on the board and have equalized this game at 1. What a hit and swing from Castellanos. My goodness. That got them up and moving. As the next pitch is on the way, it swung on and fouled off. 0-1 count. Get a quick replay here of what just happened with Castellanos. He threw a little meatball right there. It looked like almost a fastball. He threw a fastball? The answer is no, he threw a sinker. He threw a sinker and he read it and he knew it. He saw the dip. It was into the zone. Elder lost control of it and he took advantage. Castellanos goes yard and ties the game at 1 apiece. Once again, like I said earlier today, his career against him is 3 for 6 with now, I believe, 3 home runs on Bryce Elder. That's unbelievable, by the way, to have 3 registered hits all be home runs against the same guy. That's kind of crazy. Brandon Marsh now at the plate with a 1-2 count. And he is going to record another ball there. So it's 2-2 count. I'm sorry, I'm still processing what we just witnessed. Marsh facing a 2-2 count here after Elder's trying to recover from his mistake on that pitch to Castellanos. As the next pitch is on the way, Marsh just holds it, sends it up to the right field line. It's a base hit for Brandon Marsh, and the Phillies have got a man on base here early in the bottom of the 3rd. Once again, there are no outs yet for the Phillies, and they've already added a hit and a homer to their accolades in the game so far. What a wonderful job they're doing to start here. They needed to get hot. They're getting hot. They're capitalizing on the meatballs coming from Elder. On that swing specifically, it was his slider that was capitalized on. But I mean, if you're going to throw 4 sliders in a row, you better make it count. As the first pitch is popped up and back behind the plate for Johan Rojas. It's going to be 0-1. It's going to be an 0-1 count now for Johan Rojas, the young rookie. Elder's at 37 pitches, but it feels like more now after that. They're already getting guys warmed up in the bullpen and got a little bit of sprinting and some drills. As he goes to check the runner at first, he's safe. Brandon Marsh returning to first before getting picked off. If you wonder what that sound is, that is how I drink water, and that is what that sounds like coming out of the bottle. Walmart water. It's good for you. So Elder, 0-1. That one's popped up again. This one popped into the infield. Olsen looking up, makes the grab. That's the first out of the inning. Marsh stays at first, does not even try to go for second. I don't blame him, I wouldn't either. But Johan Rojas records a pop out to the first baseman. But now it's one out here, the bottom of the third. But regardless, the important story, the Phillies are on the board. That is the important thing to remember. As we're back to the top of the order, Schwarber leading off. The first pitch, he swings on it, and he sends it up to the second baseman, who makes a play on it. Gets it to Olsen for the second out. That was Albies on the play there. Recording the little grounder down, trying to go between the first and second base line. The first and second base gap, and he was there ready to field it. Gives a little toss over to Olsen, and Olsen gets the second out. So up now is Trey Turner, the shortstop for the Phillies. 0-for-1 today and it's a strikeout. Elder looking to record another strikeout here to kind of get out of the little jam he's put himself in. Marsh is now on second, and the first pitch swings. It looks like he called it, but it would have been called a swing regardless. They called it a strike, though. So it's an 0-1 count now to Mr. Trey Turner. Let's put the man on base. I apologize for not putting the man on base. Now there's a man on base. The pitch from Elder inside at his knees. 1-1. They're trying to catch him off guard here to get him to bite on a pitch that doesn't look good, but to him may be attractive. So we're seeing how that's going to go. Elder. Shaking off the first one, goes to wind up, delivers low out of the zone again. It's a 2-1 count. 2-1 to Trey Turner. Not much can be said about this game so far except for a couple things. Let's also include to mention here that with the Braves, Elder have been doing okay so far. That one is somehow hitting the zone. Turner not okay with the call there. He's going to argue it a little bit. Not getting thrown out, but he definitely chirped a little bit. And he's going to try to make his case that was a strike. I mean, that wasn't a strike, but he's trying to make his case that was not a strike, but according to the ump it was. So it is a 2-2 count. Man on second in scoring position, bottom of the third, 2 outs. And he's going to check the runner to make sure Marsh isn't going to try to go for third so quickly. Marsh taking a little bit of a lead here. Not too big. Don't expect him to check the runner again at second. But he's looking at Turner. He's going to deliver to Turner. Here's the pitch. He swings on and fouls it back. So that's 2-2. He tips off the fastball. But that time they're saying it wasn't a fastball. According to the register, it's a sinker because he doesn't like throwing fastballs. So supposedly he has thrown 4 consecutive sinkers. Does he go for 5 here, or does he actually try to switch it up? Here's the throw. Off the plate again. That one was another sinker. The 5th sinker in a row, and it's off the plate, and the count is full again for Trey Turner. Can Turner work a walk? Or even crazier, score Brandon Marsh? Well, we're about to find out because the pitch is getting loaded up here by Elder. He's made his selection. He's setting his feet here, preparing for the delivery. He's checking Marsh. Delivers it to the plate. He smacks it. It's going to be out to the shortstop, and he makes the play, but he's not going to get the out. And we're going to have runners on the corners here. Turner is safe at first, and Marsh is safe at third. The ball was hit perfectly. The third baseman couldn't make the play. Arcia had to go try to save it, and he did, but it was too late. Both men ended up safe. It was out of the reach of the outstretched arms of Matt Olson. Arcia was able to save it from being a game-changing run, but nevertheless, there is now runners on the corners with Mr. Bryce Harper coming up to bat. The one man you don't want to face right now is a man who's put in a potential game lead-changing situation. And that is Bryce Harper. If there is one man who can capitalize on a game-changing situation this season, at any point, it is Bryce Harper. Elder's going to have to find a way to retire him here. First pitch to Harper. Swung on and sent foul to the left. Foul to left. Postseason career versus the Braves. For some reason, Bryce Harper turns into Barry Bonds, and he's hit over 200, so over 400 in his career in the postseason. But against the Braves more specifically. And that second pitch is off the plate outside. 1-1 count. That time the pitch was a sinker. He has this thing where he doesn't want to throw a fastball. I'm a little fascinated by that. Elder does not want to throw his fastball. He would rather throw nothing but breaking balls. 1 ball, 1 strike on its way, and it's low in the dirt, 2-1. Count is now 2-1 with 2 outs, runners on the corners, and you watch that pitch again. I don't think d'Arnaud was prepared for the stop there, and he was able to luckily get a hold of it and avoid it from getting right by him. Because if it would have got by him, it would have scored Marsh immediately. And it looks like they've made a call to the bullpen to start getting guys warmed up. And the pitch is on the way. And he sends it deep. He went far. High. It is fair into the second deck. And Bryce Harper with a 3-run shot. And the Phillies lead the Braves 4-1 with 2 outs left. With 2 outs specifically in the bottom of the third. 110 miles per hour off the bat. 408 is the distance. Bryce Harper, the one man I said you want in every big situation, and he capitalizes. The Phillies are up 4-1 now on the Braves. Snitker might have to actually make a call to the bullpen and start pulling him in now before it gets out of hand, because it might have just got out of hand. The Phillies in the lead 4-1 after a monster 3-run shot from Bryce Harper. Bases clearing as the first pitch is sent into left as a grounder base hit out to Rosario, and Bohm is going to head right back to first. It's still a single and a base hit for Alec Bohm. Again, the Phillies are up 4-1, and it looks like they're getting ready to make a pitching change. Prepare yourselves, folks. It's looking like we're getting a pitching change here. But they're replaying the absolute beauty of a swing that Harper just had. The second it came off the bat, you said to yourself, that is a no-doubter. And my goodness, that was the definition of a no-doubter. What a monster play and shot by Bryce Harper. The Phillies up 4-1 and an amazing turn of events. Elder's now at 51 pitches, and he is completely rattled. The runs, it is 4-1 Phillies. 5 hits recorded by the Phillies. Everything has been registered in this inning. All 5 hits, all 4 runs have been here in the bottom of the third. And they've already got somebody warming up here now in the bullpen for the Braves. It is Tonkin, the righty reliever, preparing to go the distance now. As they've got who looks to be Mr. Bryson Stott at the plate. Bryson Stott preparing for the next pitch here. It's a 1-0 count from Elder. Elder delivers. Low and outside again, 2-0. once you have that kind of moment as a pitcher mentally, you hit this rough spot where you're going to have to overcome some kind of mental block, realizing you just gave up a momentous home run that could have just changed the fabric of the game, and you got to continue pitching through it. As Elder delivers the next pitch, and he swings and misses. Bryson Stott swings, misses on a changeup for the first strike of his at-bat. Well, with that home run, Harper ties Chipper Jones for the most career homers in the NLDS in MLB history with 9. What a record that is to have. As the next pitch is another ball, this time about mid-outside, but once again, another one that just gets away from him. 3-1 count now for Bryson Stott. First time he came up in the last inning, he had a fly out. This time around, he's trying to avoid that. The next pitch coming from Elder is outside again, and it's going to be a walk to Bryson Stott. What is happening? A complete meltdown as we speak from Bryce Elder and the Braves. That last pitch again was a sinker. He just does not want to throw a fastball. And all 4 of those pitches, the first, second, fourth, and fifth, were all off to the outside of the plate. And that'll do it. Elder is coming out of the game. They're making the call to the bullpen. Tonkin is coming in to replace Elder. As the Braves have now relinquished the lead to the Phillies, who have gone up 4-1 after a monster homer from Castellanos to lead off the inning to tie it, and now Bryce Harper with a 3-run shot of his own to give them the go-ahead lead. That is now 4-1, and now you got runners on first and second again with 2 outs, with Mr. Castellanos, I believe, coming up to the plate. Is that the case? That is not the case. Real Muto is coming up to the plate next. The one thing you couldn't have happen happened. I said Bryce Harper will make you pay. Bryce Harper will make you pay. I've said it so many times, and he finally did it. I mean, this is really hard. This is difficult. I did notice in the chat, Sear was watching. I'll tell you now. I'll be honest with you. I can't stream the game because what happens is when you try to stream the game on here, what ends up happening is your stream gets shut down. You get hit with copyright stuff. And once you hit a certain amount of times, you get your channel blocked. I would rather call the game and communicate it than have you guys physically have to keep going in and out, in and out, in and out of streams because of you can't see it. Think about like if you're driving in your car. If you're driving in your car, you can't, how do I put it? If you're driving your car, you can't watch the game while you're driving. You have to listen to the radio. So you have to rely on the person doing the radio to communicate the game so that you can imagine it yourself of what's going on. And then you can watch the highlights later. It's the same exact scenario here. I'm just giving my version of the broadcast and calling the game my way. This way, you guys kind of get a good experience of it, and I kind of build up my experience calling these games and just, building up a good rhythm. That's all it is. If you're not okay with that, that's fine. You don't have to watch. You can go watch the game on your own on TBS, and, nothing's stopping you. You have that full option. But I wanted to call the game. But we're back from commercial. Elder is now out of the game. 2.2 innings pitched, 4 earned runs on 5 hits, walked 1, and struck out 4. He's now responsible for the men on first and second here with 2 outs. Once again, a reminder of what happened. Atlanta took a 1-0 lead in the top of the third, and now Philadelphia gets hot in the bottom of the third and responds their own way and take a 4-1 lead and have recorded all 5 of their hits in this inning. Michael Tonkin now on the mound for the Braves, 4.28 ERA this season. He's looking to have to stop the bleeding here before it gets any worse. Run on first and second. Up to bat is JT Realmuto. Not a guy you want to face. As the first pitch is on its way and outside again. High and outside. 1-0. It's a 1-0 count. Realmuto struck out his first time around. He's trying to avoid that this time. The pitch on its way again, off the plate again, this time low and outside. So it's a 2-0 count now for the Phillies. Realmuto, if he gets walked, it'll load the bases up for Mr. Nick Castellanos. The pitch from Tonkin. Swung on and fouled back. That is going to be the first strike of the at-bat. 2-1 count. The pitch from Tonkin. Sent it. Good swing going deep, 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 far back to the warning track. It's going to get by Rosario. That's going to bring a run home. Is he coming around? He's not coming around. He did come around. Oh my goodness. Both runs have scored. Both runs have scored. It's a 2-run RBI double from JT Realmuto. And the Phillies are up 6-1. The Braves are in trouble, folks. The Braves are having a meltdown. The Braves are having a meltdown. I repeat, things are going south as we speak. It is now a 6-1 game. Another big time hit from these Phillies. And we're back to the top of the order now with Nick Castellanos, who was the first batter to start this inning. We have made the complete round, the complete cycle to come back to Nick Castellanos. He led off the inning with the solo homer, and now he's back here with 2 outs and a runner on second and a 6-1 lead. Tonkin with the pitch. Miss it outside. Low and outside, it's a 1-1 count. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got to take off the first baseman. There we go. Second base, bottom of the third. It's a 6-1 game, 6 hits, no errors. 1-1 count. Tonkin delivers. Fouls it off. Castellanos fouls it off. It's going to be a 1-2 count. Elder really struggled. At this case now, it is 6 runs all earned against Elder. This was not the meltdown and performance they needed from Elder. They needed better, and he could not deliver that today. Tonkin. Wind up, delivers, swing and a miss from Castellanos. He goes down swinging. But what a performance from the Phillies here in the 3rd inning. We're going to have to go to the 4th here, and they're going to have to launch a prayer that they can stage some kind of comeback. A solo homer to tie it from Castellanos. A 3-run go-ahead shot from Bryce Harper to make it a 4-1 ball game. And now a 2-run RBI double from JT Realmuto to extend that lead to make it 6-1. They are in full control of their destiny at this point. They just need a strong performance from the pitching to close out. As we now go to the top of the 4th. I wouldn't say end the game here because I've seen better comebacks happen, but this wouldn't be the first time. I mean, I've seen some wild stuff happen. It is the truth. Now, I will say this. I'm sure some people don't like the idea that I am, doing it this way where I'm not being able to stream the game. But unfortunately, this is the best way to do it without getting in trouble with Twitch. And the same thing goes for YouTube because I'm on Twitch and YouTube doing this. Sorry you feel that way, Seer, but this is the best way to stream. The only way you could stream is by calling the game your way. You can't really stream it because of DMCA and copyright rules. I'm not getting my stream taken down because I have the game playing. Plain and simple. So while we send this commercial break, let's talk a little bit about what we just witnessed. So the Braves just had a complete meltdown from Bryce Elder. How does this happen is the question. How does it happen? Well, it starts off in the previous series. It starts like this. So we go into the bottom of the third, and Castellanos takes 2 pitches. The first pitch he takes, he ends up, if I'm correct, his first pitch was a slider. It was technically in the zone, but they called it a ball. That's the way it works. I can't control what happens that way. But the second one he throws a sinker. And the sinker this time comes inside to him, and he breaks brings the bat down a little closer to him, and he gets a good hold of it and sends it deep. And that's how he got his first homer. It was actually a phenomenal shot. I didn't think he was actually going to go yard at first. But it was a very good swing. Then that was followed up with Brandon Marsh getting a single after sending a sharp line drive to Ronald Acuna Jr. to get a man on. So now the game is tied at 1. Elder's in a little bit of a jam. He could probably get out of it, we're all thinking. He's been pretty good this year. And then you got Johan Rojas who gets pop out. So there's your 1 out. So things are in control at that point. Schwarber ends up grounding out after Albies takes the pitch, takes the grounder, sends it to Olsen to get the out, and Marsh advances to second with 2 outs. So at that point, you're like, okay, maybe they'll just tie. They'll be staying a tie. They'll go into the 4th. Trey Turner gets a single to Arcia. Marsh is now at 3rd, and Turner's at 1st. Then Harper hits a massive home run, makes it a 3-run ball game after hitting a 3-run homer to take the lead. Bohm hits a single afterwards as the first pitch from Nola to d'Arnaud is a strike. So Bohm ends up singling on a sharp line drive to Rosario. So now they have a man on first. They had a mound visit, then Stott comes up, and Stott ends up working himself a walk. Puts a man on first, second. Then they had to replace Elder and put Tonkin in. Immediately after, with those 2 runners on, Real Muto hits a big double out to left field to Rosario. That scores Bohm and Stott and causes Real Muto to stop at second. So it's a 6-1 lead, and then Castellanos strikes out. So when things thought they could get better, they got worse. His pitch selection was not great. His placement was off. He was getting rattled, and it worked against him. But now the count is 0-2 here to d'Arnaud, and he gets a hold of this one, but it's going to be going foul down the left line. Right to the ball girl. A remarkable turn of events here, as we're now going up to our 4th pitch here in this at-bat. So Nola having to keep this lead in control, which I think he could do, as d'Arnaud gets a hit here, sends it to center. Rojas is there to make the grab, and we got our first out of the 4th. So some good run support here for Nola that he desperately needed, given how they did to him all that damage in the top of the 3rd. We thought that was bad, thinking, okay, Nola's in a downward trend. But then you see what happened to Elder in the bottom of the 3rd, and you're saying to yourself, oh, maybe it isn't that bad if you're a Phillies fan. Maybe it's not that bad. It ended up not being that bad. So it could be worse. You could be the Braves right now. As the first pitch is on the way, it's going to be high above the zone for a ball. Eddie Rosario's here at the plate. Struck out his first time around. Here's the next pitch from Nola. And that one's going to be a strike on the outside. 1-1 count now. Good pitch from Nola. Wasn't prepared for that one. That knuckle curve is vicious. Next pitch he's going to throw here. I'm not expecting fastball since both these pitchers like their breaking balls. I'm expecting maybe a slider. Throws it. Gets him. That was a cutter. A cutter from Aaron Nola. Beautifully thrown inside of the plate. And he swung and bit at the ball. And that's going to be a 1-2 count now for Eddie Rosario. The crowd is on their feet waiting to see this pitch. It's on its way. He gets him out. Right up in the top of the zone, and he could not get a hang of that one. That is a strikeout again for Aaron Nola. And the Braves are now have 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. That was not something we were expecting here. And Nola now, with that strikeout, is at 6 on the day. 6 on the day. Up to bat now is Orlando Arcia, and the first pitch is a strike low in the zone. It's from a sinker. So it's 0-1 now to Arcia. Nola, standing, delivers. Swing and a miss from Arcia on the knuckle curve. It's 0-2 now in the count. That one he didn't have to swing on. That one was really out of the zone. He didn't have to, but he took the low outside pitch and went for it. He reached and he didn't get it. So now it's an 0-2 count here, top of the fourth. Nola, how are you feeling? You're feeling like putting them out. It is a strikeout to Arcia. Another strikeout for Nola, his 7th of the game. And we're going to the bottom of the fourth. 1, 2, 3 inning, 3 up, 3 down. The Phillies holding on to their 6-1 lead, still here in this game. Going to the bottom of the fourth now. Well done from Aaron Nola. That's what you needed. That's what you needed. Well done. No complaints here. Very good job done here by Nola. Nola pitching a great game now. Now he's getting hot, and I'm liking it. They gave him the insurance coverage. They gave him exactly what he needed, and it helped him to get comfortable and relaxed. And now he's pitching well. That is what was needed. I can't believe it. I'm a little stunned by that. I'll say this, though. I will say this. This game is definitely something worth watching. I mean, look, I'm not holding you guys back. If you guys want to watch the game, you can watch the game. I'm not telling you you can't. But I'm trying my best here to give you guys a play-by-play. So, like, if you're watching the game, you could mute the game or something and have me call the game. I don't know how you guys do it these days when you're doing the way you guys do watching the games as well as doing play-by-play. This is the way I do it. I just call the game. You guys decide what you want to do with it. Oh, forgot to reset the balls there. Let me reset the ball count on that so that this way we're at a full even 0-0. Let me also eliminate whatever we see with Atlanta and Philly. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to eliminate it. We'll update it now. Let's update the ticker on the bottom. It is going to be Atlanta right now is down 6-1, so they have 1. And Philly themselves have 6. Everything's indicated there. We're going to put down here as well. They're in the bottom of the fourth with the series tied at 1-1. That's the most important part. This game is big moving forward. Winning this game puts you at a 2-1 lead with 1 game left to win to go to the National League Championship Series. And I had been warning people that the Braves were probably going to have a hard time with the Phillies. I didn't think the Braves were going to lose this bad in the series, but apparently they were having a really hard time with the Phillies. The only win they got was from a miraculous comeback. But do they have another one in them to take down Philly? Because Philly's coming and swinging hard, and they're looking to finish the job on the Braves here and keep them from going to the National League Championship Series. Right now, we're looking at a possibility of having a Phillies and D-backs National League Championship Series, an NLCS of the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. That is a realistic possibility. It's the first swing taken by Marsh is fouled off. Tonkin's still on the mound in relief here for the Braves. Marsh, 1 for 1 with the single and a run scored here in this game so far. All came last inning, too. The next pitch from Tonkin is outside of the plate and low, 1-1. Already got another guy in the bullpen warming up. It's going to be Hand getting ready. Brad Hand preparing himself to take over for Tonkin at any need. As another pitch is off the plate again, wide and high. 2-1 count. Now Tonkin technically gave up the 2-run RBI double to Real Muto here. As the next pitch is swung on and missed by Marsh. Counts now 2-2. Tonkin responsible for those 2 runs technically that scored towards the end of the bottom of the third. But now we're in the bottom of the fourth, and Marsh is 1 strike away from getting put out. And the pitch, he gets a hold of this one. He's going to send it into the left center area. That's going to take in for a base hit, probably a double. He's going to stretch out for 2, and Marsh is going to be safe at second easily. It's a double for Brandon Marsh and the Phillies. And they're looking to pick up right where they left off. Michael Tonkin struggling here as well in relief for Zach Elder. You could not afford to have this trend to continue, and it is continuing as we speak. There's now a runner on second with no outs here to start this inning, to start the bottom of the fourth, I should say. This is not looking good for Atlanta at all. Atlanta's looking like like they're ready to call a game and wave a white flag. That's not good. As the first pitch is a ball to Johan Rojas. Johan Rojas now up to bat, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it is Johan. Yes, it is. Johan Rojas here. Takes the next swing, grounds it into the infield, and we got a guy going for second. He's safe. Marsh steals third and advances, even though Rojas gets out at first. It was a little bit of a tough call there. The grounder was sent to the shortstop who went to make the play. And when he went to make the play, he rolled it over to first. And as he rolled it over to first, Marsh advanced to try to get third anyway. And he was able to slide in there perfectly. But it's looking like they're going to be coming out again of the dugout to talk to the pitcher. I think they're going to be pulling Tonkin here. But a quick replay of what happened. Rojas hit a soft grounder to Riley, who threw it to Olsen. And Marsh advanced to third with Arcia trying to cover the base. But Marsh got there first. So Marsh is going to be safe. Now there's a runner on third with one out. And they're going back to the top of the order. And Brad Hand is coming into the game. One out for the Phillies here in the bottom of the third with the man on third. In the bottom of the fourth with the man on third. A lot could happen right here. As we're going back to the top of the order, he's going to have to come out and open up by facing Kyle Schwarber, who is still yet to record a hit tonight. One of only 3 batters in the lineup to do so. Did not record one. The other ones being Bryson Stott and Johan Rojas, who again just grounded out and allowed Brandon Marsh to advance to third here. So even a nice hard hit deep fly ball that will surely get him out will allow Marsh to score. That's all that they need. A good hard hit ball. Maybe not necessarily a home run, just one that is like a sac fly. That's all that they need to get to work here and do well. But the question is, can they deliver? Once again, if you guys are watching this online here on Twitch, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It means a lot. It goes a long way in helping this channel grow down the line. We're back here again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Brian Mansell Show. I'll be having a special guest on, one of my good friends in the Giants YouTube community. He'll be coming on. I can't give away any more information than that, but he is a good friend of mine. He's going to be coming on to talk some football and some previews for Thursday Night Football, as well as explain what's wrong with his Giants. And then on top of that, you could also watch this on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, we're going to be streaming that on YouTube on top of on Twitch. So we already do this on Twitch. We're going to try to do it on YouTube as well now. We're now doing simulcast. So we're doing it here, and we're doing it on YouTube at the same time. So what's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? Obviously, the most activity we have so far is here on Twitch, but we're hoping to change that and get some good activity and traction on both platforms. So again, we're going to need your help to do that. So if you're watching for the first time, please feel free to give us a follow. It really goes a long way in helping us grow this channel. If you are here to watch, if you are watching this on YouTube, consider giving us consider subscribing so that we can continue making some great content on there. We're trying to come up with some more creative skits that we're doing for all the different leagues. It goes a long way in helping us down the line. So please, if you could, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Brad Hand is on the mound now for the Braves as Schwarber approaches the plate, menacingly prepared to open this game up even further. Once again, only one out in this game with the man on third. Schwarber still yet to register a hit tonight. He's 0 for 2 as we're back to the top of the order. Hand, in his first pitch he's throwing now in this game, to open it up and try to stop the bleeding. The throw, swing, and fouled off, but it's a strike regardless. Schwarber, already 0-1 in the count. Both of those outs he recorded today when he went 0 for 2 were 2 ground outs. In this postseason, Schwarber's not doing too great. He's batting .211. Hand, the lefty, preparing to deal. And it's off the plate, wide and low. Wide and low. 1-1 count. 1-1 is the count now. It's looking like he's a little nervous himself. But that second one, that was a sweeper. He's going to throw he might throw another sweeper here or is he going to go fastball? It's going to be another sweeper, and he swings and misses on that one. It's 1-2 in the count again. That time they're ruling a foul tip, it looks like. So 1-2 count. Schwarber already behind in the count. He's got to figure something out here to keep this at-bat alive and avoid going to 2 outs. As Hand delivers the pitch here to Schwarber. And he swings and misses on another sweeper pitch. And Schwarber strikes out. So he's 0 for 3 tonight, and he is not happy that he struck out. He wants to be part of the party, and he ain't part of it. Schwarber trying to reach on a sweeper. The sweeper is one of the hardest pitches to hit in baseball because of the way it hooks out. It starts outside and goes in. Now you got a lefty on righty here. And Turner swinging and not getting it. It looked like he might have fouled it off his foot. But he's all right, I think. It's going to be an 0-1 count for Turner. He fouls it off. A reminder of how far Hand has gone. He, at one point, was the closer for Cleveland back when they were the Indians and are now the Guardians. He was their closer and appeared in, I believe they said, over 35 games for them back in 2019 as their closer. The pitch from Hand. Throwing it low again. And it's going to be 1-1. Sweepers in the dirt. That's all he keeps throwing is sweeper after sweeper. There is no fastball. It is nothing but sweepers. So he's preparing up here for the third pitch now. Turner is 1 for 2 in this game. Here comes the pitch. He's preparing it. Looking. Crowd is anxious. The throw from Hand is fouled off. And it's fouled even though it was fielded. And he would have clearly been out. They ruled that it is a foul ball. Riley does not get the out there. He's going to go back to the plate. It is a 1-2 count. He's been throwing nothing but sweepers this so far in this one. I'm hoping he ends up changing it because once he does, if he doesn't change it, they're going to get familiar with it and they're going to start hitting the ball. So he needs to consider what his next option is going to be. The pitch from Hand is on the way. Swings and he tips it. Four-seam fastball that time. He did end up throwing the fastball, but this time tips it off. The next pitch from Hand. Is he going to go back-to-back? Is he going to go with the sweeper again, what he's been using this whole time? What's it going to be? Hand delivers. Fouls it off again. It's another four-seam fastball from him. Turner really trying to fight to stay alive in this at-bat right now. The next pitch coming up will probably be the sixth of this at-bat. Can he pull it off? It's a 1-2 count. Runner on third. 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. Hand throwing his 10th pitch here. The throw. The pitch. She got him out. Trey Turner strikes out swinging. And the Phillies are going to go down after threatening to score there. They're going to leave one stranded on third here as we get ready to go to the 5th inning. Once again, the Phillies lead 6-1 here on TBS. Once again, if you are looking to watch the game and find it somewhere, it is on TBS right now, so you can turn that on as well and watch it there. It's always available if you need to see the visual. In terms of the game itself, yeah, this is getting interesting. Not in the sense of, oh, they're coming back or whatever. It's more of, I'm more stunned that the Braves are still somehow fighting after getting embarrassed the way they just did in the 3rd inning. It's actually kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But who am I to criticize? Give me 1 sec. And I am back. Just had to mute my mic. I was throwing out a water bottle. And I usually crush them. I'm not somebody who just throws the whole bottle out and recycle. I crush my bottles. So, they want to destroy your guys' ears because of how loud it is. That's what I try to avoid. But once again, I will say it again. The Braves are down 6-1. Can they even try to respond? Nola's having a phenomenal game so far. For references, these are his numbers so far through 4 innings. Through 4 innings, Nola has thrown, doesn't show how many pitches he's thrown, but he has 1 earned run and 4 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. He is pitching an absolutely incredible game right now. He could probably survive another inning or 2. I think they're going to use him up into the 5th, maybe pull him out for the 6th, or if he's still going on a good trend, you keep him in for the 6th a little bit and then pull him. But the question is, where in the bullpen would they go? Their bullpen, there are plenty of options they could use. They got Alvarado, Dominguez, Hoffman, Kirkring, Kimbrel, Lorenzen, Sanchez, Soto, Strom, Suarez, Walker, and Wheeler. They could use some of their starters. I doubt they will. More than likely, they're probably going to turn to either, I'm thinking they might turn to Kirkring, or they're going to turn to Dominguez. One of those two they'll turn to. They'll let Alvarado do a little bit later. He's been getting the most action as a reliever so far, so he might get something in the tail end. But right now, I would probably think it's safe to go with Kirkring or Dominguez to pitch. If they have to pull Nola, those would be the 2 guys to think about. But the Phillies, once again, are back to pitch. We're in the top of the 5th here for Atlanta. Up to bat at the plate now is Michael Harris. They're at the bottom of the order. And the first pitch coming from Nola is a knuckle curve. And that's going to be ball in the dirt. Inside, by the way, 1-0 count. I'm still curious as to why Harris has fallen down to the number 9 spot in the batting order. I'm guessing his bat hasn't been the best this year, which would make sense, but 0 for 1 tonight. Maybe that changes on this pitch. Nola throws it, sends it right to Harper, who fields it before it gets by him and is able to get up, run over, tap the bag, and record the first out on the ground out, line out, I should really say, to Bryce Harper. So that's 1 out now for the Braves. It's actually remarkable how good Atlanta was offensively this year, and to see them losing 6-1 and struggling to register any kind of real runs against Aaron Nola is kind of concerning. If you're in the 5th inning, you should have at least 3 runs at this point, if you're them. Acuna with the first swing, he's going to foul that one off 0-1. Now that pitch he swung at was the knuckle curve. Let's see how much he really likes that knuckle curve. Acuna steps up looking. And it's going to be outside, low of the plate. 1-1. It's a 1-1 count. Another knuckle curve. They're preparing for the next pitch. Nola sending it. And Acuna records a base hit. That's going to be going up the middle gap past second base to Johan Rojas in center field. Acuna records a single. He's on base. Remember, people, it all begins with just one. It begins with one hit. One man can start it all off. The Braves are warming up Smith Shawyer. I'm going to say that's his name. I think it's Smith Shawyer. To be in the bullpen possibly for the next inning. Smith Shawyer so far this year hasn't touched the postseason yet. He hasn't pitched yet. We'll see if that changes today, as he's basically a fresh arm for them. And the first swing is going to be foul from Albies. So that's going to be a strike. Acuna on second. On deck is Austin Riley. Austin Riley on deck as Albie's getting ready to face the next pitch here. And this one, coming from Nola, is going to be outside off the corner. No, he called it a strike. The count is 0-2. Albies doesn't agree with the call, but it's a strike. Can't argue with the ump. That is a strike. So it's an 0-2 count now on a called strike. Changeup looked like it got a little away from him there, but it was called a strike. And the changeup that time high above the corner. It's going to be a 1-2 count now. Well, the next pitch getting prepared here from Nola. He's going to go ahead and he's going to just go for a pickoff attempt at first. Acuna is safe. As expected, Acuna is not going to create any damage here. Acuna isn't going to try to steal just yet. I think he's going to try to play it safe. Pretty sure that's going to be the case here. Nola picking his pitch. Finds a location, fires it, and it's off the plate, but Albies makes contact and sends it foul to the left. So count is 1-2 still off the foul ball. In this case now, we have to watch and see. Does he go back to the fastball or is he going to stick with another breaking ball? Possibly his changeup. What will he do? The pitch is a changeup and it was low in the dirt, but Albies gets a hold of it. Sending it back as it's going to pop right out to Bryson Stott, who had to go deep down to second, outside of second base to make the play. And so that'll be the second out here of the fifth inning. Second out here in the top of the fifth. And now the bullpen is starting to get warmed up here for the Phillies. They're prepping up Matt Strahm to be able to pitch here and relieve Nola possibly after this inning. And they're warming up another guy there. It's looking like number 18 is warming up. They're already having a mound visit to talk with Nola to figure things out. I'm going to clarify now and see what in the bullpen they could be going. I saw number 18, and 18 would be, in this case, not Kirkring. If I'm correct, number 18 would possibly be Sanchez. It might be Christopher Sanchez. It is not Christopher Sanchez. If they're doing number 18, it might be Dominguez. I'm going to confirm it is not Sir Anthony Dominguez. Is it Hoffman? Jeff Hoffman is not that option. Hoffman is number 68. It can't be Kimbrel. How about Soto? Is it Gregory Soto? Soto is number 30. It cannot be Soto. And Alvarado would be the other option, but that is 46, and I do not believe that was him. As the first pitch is on the way from Nola, and they're saying he went around. They went to check the swing. And it's going to be a first strike, called strike to Austin Riley. They said he swung. So the count is 0-1 now. 2 outs. Man on first. Acuna. Showing like he's going to steal here. He does not. And the pitch is high and above the zone. Count is now 1-1. It's going to be Hoffman and Strahm in the bullpen warming up to replace Nola possibly after this inning. So 1-1 count here with 2 outs in the top of the fifth. Nola sends it low of the zone and inside corner. Count's going to be 2-1. Riley's been responsible for some big hits this postseason already in this and especially in this series. But maybe he can find a way to get another big hit here to put them ahead. As Nola looks, fires, misses it low. We got a steal attempt from Acuna, and Acuna's going to get in there safely. You got a runner now on second, no longer at first. It's a runner in scoring position for Ronald Acuna Jr. And the count is now 3-1 after a ball was thrown pretty low, I would say. And open the door now for him to get some movement going. That knuckle curve missed outside and low of the plate. Remuto tried to stop the steal, but unfortunately Acuna is just too good this season. There was no stopping him there. Nola preparing to fire here. He's watching Acuna, but he turns back and fires the pitcher. And Riley pops it up, going deep to right. Back to get it. And it's caught. It is back to the wall in right and caught by Nick Castellanos. And the Phillies hold on to their 6-1 lead. And that will do it here for the top of the fifth. We're going to the bottom now. Atlanta still down 6-1 with 5 hits and no errors. Leave a man on second. And that is how it goes, people. That is how it goes. We're going to the bottom inning now. Philly up 6-1. I think this game is pretty much in the bag for Philly. But again, things can change. We've seen crazier things happen. Philadelphia has blown leads. We've seen Atlanta blow leads. We can see both teams come back. A lot has happened in that span. There's no guarantee. And that's where we're at. So once again, couple little recaps for what's going on in this specific game here. The Phillies are somehow winning this game 6-1 after a miraculous rally in the third inning. That third inning changed so many things. Atlanta was up 1-0 after they were done in the top third. They scored a big run. We thought the issue would start setting in, that Philly would struggle tonight. And they go into the third and they said, no, we're okay. Let's just go score 6 runs and prove that we're going to win this game tonight. And they took a big advantage of that. Brandon Marsh, specifically, has had 2 hits in both at-bats he's faced. 2 for 2 tonight. Harper himself is getting ready to come up to bat to lead off. Turner, 1 of 3 tonight with a run, struck out twice. Once again, the only men who have not swung, who have not gotten a hit tonight, are Johan Rojas, Bryson Stott, and Kyle Schwarber. All 3 of those men have not recorded any hits yet. But Turner's recorded a hit in 3 at-bats. Harper's recorded a hit in 2 at-bats, which includes a 3-run shot that gave him the go-ahead lead. Alec Boehm, 1 hit in 2 at-bats. Bryson Stott has somehow walked and didn't record the hit. That was the difference. He walked and didn't record the hit. Realmuto has recorded a hit in 2 at-bats tonight, including 2 RBIs. Nick Castellanos has recorded a hit tonight, and that was a solo homer that tied the game up early in the bottom of the third. Marsh has a hit tonight as well. He has 2 of them in both of his at-bats. So he has not missed yet tonight. But back to the game as we are returning from commercial here. Bottom of the fifth, once again, Philly up 6-1 on the Atlanta Braves. This is a big game again here in the NLDS. Game 3. The winner of this game takes the commanding lead in the series and will be 1 win away from going to the National League Championship Series. As the windup's on the way, and the first swing is a swinging foul from Bryce Harper. Brad handled the delivery for that. So it's an 0-1 count to Bryce Harper. But interestingly enough, they're showing a replay of when he hit that monster homer, and he turned around and he was staring at holes through Orlando Arcia, it looked like, the shortstop. As the second pitch is on the way and misses low and outside, the count is now 1-1. One of the hardest things to do in baseball is avoid Bryce Harper destroying you and imposing his will upon you as he takes another swing and he's sending it deep to center, back at the wall. It's out of there. He sends it under the wall. Harper with his second homer of the game. It's a solo shot out to center, and Harper extends the lead 7-1. Bryce Harper on a tear tonight. That is the 8th hit by the Phillies so far in this game. Brad Hand had no answer for that. That one goes 414. 110 off the bat. What were we just saying about Bryce Harper? He will impose his will on you if you present a challenge. They presented a challenge, all right. Down 1, they were tied at 1 in the third, and he broke it up with a go-ahead 3-run shot that went into the second deck and right. And now he hits a straightaway center home run that makes it over the wall. That almost took out the center fielder, by the way. It almost took out the center fielder. But regardless, the Phillies are up 7-1. It's now a 6-run lead. And again, he is staring at Orlando Arcia. I don't know what he did, but he pissed off Harper in some kind of way as the second pitch in this at-bat is fouled back. It's 0-2 now in the count. Bryce Harper has had his first career multi-homer postseason game. That's what this is for the Phillies. They're getting the best of him right now, and that is nothing but incredible. Nothing else to say. What a shot that was. So once again, 0-2 in the count to Alec Boehm. That pitch, next pitch is off the plate there. Counts now 1-2. Michael Harris actually came close to catching that. He almost sent himself over the wall to make the grab. But it doesn't work like that. That is a homer regardless. A little too far for him. That next pitch delivered is low in the dirt, 2-2. It's unbelievable that as he's rounding the bases, he's staring down Orlando Arcia. I don't know what Arcia did, but he definitely pissed off the wrong man, and Harper is ready to make an example out of him, and he has done that so far. As the next pitch is on the way, and it's fouled off by Boehm. So Alec Boehm so far in this game, 1 of 2, 1 hit in 2 at-bats, and has struck out in his other appearance. .235 average so far in this series specifically. Or in the postseason, I should say. In the postseason. As he swings on this one, sends a foul down the left field line. He's extending this at-bat any way he can. And the count is 2-2 still. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for the Phillies. And Alec Boehm, the pitch. Well inside. That's going to be a 3-2 count now. A third ball to Alec Boehm. I don't think anybody was expecting this kind of performance today from the Phillies, but they are come out in full force and are imposing their dominance on the Braves. And it's a walk now to Alec Boehm. Brad Hand has now walked Boehm. The Braves don't know what to do. The manager's lost. They're confused. They're trying to figure out other options right now to decide what can we do. Do we have to pull this guy out of the game? Do we have any other options to stop the Phillies from scoring? Where can we turn? Well, they're making a decision now. They got a man warming up in the bullpen now for the Braves. And now up to bat is Bryson Stott for the Phillies with the man now on first. The first pitch is inside. It's going to be a ball. Stott so far today is 0 for 1 with the walk. And he did score a run himself. So once again, 1-0, man on first, nobody out. Brad Hand delivers the second pitch of this at-bat. And this one he hits right into left. And right there to make the grab is Eddie Rosario. And he throws it out to first just to make sure that Alec Boehm doesn't get any smart ideas of going to second. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And it looks like Snitker's coming out to take Mr. Brad Hand out of the game. And they're going to have to go to a completely new pitcher now. It's going to be Smith Shawver that's going to replace Brad Hand. Smith Shawver this year, I don't believe he's made an appearance yet in this postseason. He has not. Smith Shawver is going to have to come in. For those who don't know how well this guy has done this year, these are his numbers so far. Drafted back in 2021 by the Braves in the 7th round. He, at 21 years old, is making his appearance. I shouldn't even say 21 years old. He's 20 years old. He hasn't even had his 21st birthday yet. 20 years old. He's coming in now to pitch for the Braves. This is his 7th game now he'll have appeared in. He's got a 4.26 ERA in 25 innings pitched, 17 hits, 12 earned runs, 7 homers allowed, and 11 walks. His opponent's batting average is facing him is a 1.83 and the whip is a 1.11. They are in a decent spot. This is a guy who's young, looking to make a name for himself, and this is the way to do it, is to show out right here, right now. Get the outs, stop the bleeding, get the Phillies off of the plate. Take the bat out of their hands. This is the way you do it right here. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, thank you guys for tuning in. We are planning to do more content as much as we can. Right now, we're doing a weekday morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern Time every single weekday. We're going to have a special guest tomorrow from the Giants YouTube community. He'll be doing some content with us, talking about some NFL coverage, some Giants stuff, as well as maybe dissect some of the stuff going on in baseball with the NLDS, ALDS, what to look forward to in the ALCS let's say if Houston wins the game tonight, among other things. So he's going to also explain his channel, what he does, his work he does on YouTube, and you'll get the full experience from him. You'll get to see that here on YouTube, and you also get to see it on Twitch as well. And again, we are on both right now. We are simulcasting, so that goes out to both of y'all, both audiences listening. He's going to talk about everything then on YouTube and on Twitch at the same time. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. We are getting close to 15 followers here on the Twitch channel. If you guys can follow the page, if you really appreciate it, it goes a long way in helping us get bigger down the line, become one of the best sports communities here on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider subscribing. We have more content coming soon on top of the VODs we're doing right now that we're posting up on the channel. Once again, thank you guys so much. It goes a long way. We really appreciate it. A.J. Smith-Shawver is now on the mound for the Braves, the 20-year-old, making his first career postseason appearance. And what bigger moment to do it than right now as he takes on JT Realmuto, and the first pitch is a ball. Now, they were talking about the fact that they do have Charlie Morton still injured, and he was unable to go in this one, but he's been throwing bullpens. And the next pitch from Smith-Shawver is off the plate again. It's going to be a 2-0 count now for JT Realmuto, who's 1 for 2 tonight. That one hit being the 2-run RBI double he had earlier in the third. And another pitch. That one's also missed. It's now 3-0 in the count. You need to throw a strike no matter what now. Four-seam, slider, four-seam, all missing low and in the dirt. The next pitch, the fourth pitch, he needs to avoid a walk here. Smith-Shawver throws it. It's in the dirt again. That is 4-pitch walk for the Braves and A.J. Smith-Shawver. And that's going to put a man on first and move the guy to second. We now have a runner in scoring position on second base. And ladies and gentlemen, things are getting interesting here. It's turning into a rout. It is turning into a rout. So now, Realmuto is on first. Bohm on second. Castellanos, who hit the game-tying home run in the third, is up to bat. And the first pitch, they checked the swing. He did not go. It's going to be a ball one. So ball one, 1-0 to Nick Castellanos. Smith-Shawver delivers. Down, missed it, swing and strike right there. That is a strike all day. 1-1 count. The day that you swing the bat and it doesn't get counted as a strike is the day the game I love has died. 1-1 count. The pitch is on its way, an outside low. 2-1 count. It is now 2-1 to Castellanos. That one looked like it had a little bit of an edge to it. That was the changeup. And that changeup did not help him out in any way possible. Here comes the next pitch. The four-seam hits the bottom of the zone, and that's going to be a strike. Strike two for Castellanos. 2-2 count to Castellanos. Smith-Shawver delivers. That one's again in the dirt, and that is going to be a 3-2 full count now for Castellanos. The worst thing that could have happened was do that. But let's see what they can pull off here. Can he get out of the jam? Got a man on first and second with one out. You need an out in some kind of way to help you out big time. Castellanos waiting for the pitch. It's on its way. He swings, sends it deep and far to center. Onto the warning track is Harris, and he makes the catch. And Bohm is able to get back to second. He decided not to tag up and go. He stays on second. That's going to be the second out. So we now reset the count here. So we're now back to no balls, no strikes, and 2 outs with the runner on first and second. Again, one major swing, and I can safely say the game is over. That's all it's going to take. Well, the question is, are they going to get that major hit from Brandon Marsh, who is still yet to have not recorded a hit tonight? The first pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Marsh tonight, a quick reminder, he's 2 for 2 with the double and a run scored. He has been playing lights out tonight for the Phillies. One of the best hitters in the lineup so far. The next pitch from Smith-Shawver, that is going to be another strike. This one a called one on a four-seam. Inside, I would say outside and low. So now it's 0-2 to Brandon Marsh. Smith-Shawver looking to get out of this and go back to the bench to rest. And the pitch is close, but it is low of the zone, and they're calling it a ball. It's going to be a 1-2. I'm going to say, though, that catcher didn't do him justice there. Darno did not do him any justice. If that was framed just a little bit better, it probably would have been a strike, but it was not called that way. Ball. It's now a ball. Count is 1-2. Shawver has to reset, calling time. Marsh back in the box. He's ready to swing. Shawver deciding what he's going to go with here. Watching Bohm at second. Goes, fires, swinging, misses. It's a strikeout for Smith-Shawver on Brandon Marsh, and they're going to get out of this one. But not before Bryce Harper decided to get involved and hit a solo shot to make this lead even larger for the Phillies. They're now up 7-1 on this team. These Braves got to find a way to come back here unless they're ready to lose this one. Unless they're ready to regroup and be prepared for the next game, they need to figure out a way to get back into this quickly. It's not looking good. As you guys can see here on the scoreboard right here, Atlanta and Philly. Philly is really, they're doing some good work here. Some good work, I have to say. They're making it hard. Philly is just piling it on the Braves at this point. Let's go see if we can do a quick check-in around the sports world quickly using our good friends at ESPN.com. So here's the update. We are still yet to see the first pitch from Houston and Minnesota yet. We're still waiting on that. Their first pitch was at 7:07 Eastern on FS1 in Minnesota. Minnesota needs a win to stay alive. If Houston wins, they go immediately to the ALCS to face the Rangers. But if the Twins win the game, they're going in Game 5 back in Houston. So a very important game they need to win here. We're going to update it now because they just threw out the first pitch. They're ready to go. Top of the first. We're updating the information as we speak. Houston 0, Minnesota 0. Top of the first. Remember, Houston does lead the series 2-1. You could check out that game on FS1. And this game specifically, you can watch as well on TBS. If you don't want to hear me broadcasting the game, TBS has their feed as well. Now, 1 out's already been recorded for Minnesota against Houston, top of the first. Let's check around the other sports leagues, shall we? In hockey, they have still yet to have had face-offs yet in their main games. In college football, tonight you have UTEP versus FIU and Sam Houston State against New Mexico State. Games to watch. Tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, ESPN, the second game of the WNBA Finals between the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. Make sure to keep an eye out for that as well. And that's really it for sports. Outside of that, we do have the results of the cricket matchup, the Cricket World Cup between Afghanistan and India. India with the victory over Afghanistan. Now, in terms of some other matches, let's take a look at tennis. Dimitrov takes out Alcaraz. The number 1 player in the nation loses to Dimitrov, number 18. Number 5 seed Rublev takes out the American Paul. More specifically, I should say. Oh, it's definitely here. Give me one moment. I'm looking for it now. We're going to look at the... trying to get the results for you all here. Tommy Paul takes the loss to Andrei Rublev. And Carlos Alcaraz takes the loss to Grigor Dimitrov in the 4th round. So 2 good players are out already here in this tournament. As Aaron Nola records another strikeout on a great pitch for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. I just 100% missed that, and I apologize. I just missed the strikeout. Wow, I'm going to have to go break that down one more time. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Matt Olson, 3 pitches. Knuckle curve, came in low in the middle of the zone, called strike. As Nola's delivering now, and that one is going to be a strike to Ozuna. But again, the second pitch that was thrown was a swinging strike on a cutter thrown by Nola, and Olsen swung at it, and on the third pitch, it was a swinging strike that was blocked. As Ozuna gets a hold of that one is going to fall into left for a base hit. Is he going to go for 2? He is not going to stretch out for 2. He's going to stay at 1. Ozuna records a single after hitting a good laser out to left to Brandon Marsh, and the Braves have a man on first. And Olsen on the last swing pitch that he had, the third one he faced, was a swinging strike on a knuckle curve. The pitch was blocked. He was able to just get the quick out on Olsen. So we still have 1 out, and now we have a man on first. So runner on first, 1 out. Up to the plate now. Up to the plate now is Darno. Up against Nola. Nola at 85 pitches so far in this one. Strom is back and warming up there in the bullpen for the Phillies. Because in the event of emergency, they can take out Nola and put in a warm Strom so that this way his arm is ready to go and they don't have to worry about Nola overdoing it. But it's an 0-1 count right now. The next pitch to Darno from Nola is inside and called a strike. It's now 0-2 to Darno. I'm telling you, I'm keeping my mouth shut about whatever it is. Whatever the ump called, I'm leaving it as is. It's not my job to determine if the guy made the right call or not. The third pitch is on the way and outside off the plate in about the mid-region. That is going to be a ball. Count is now 1-2. Remuto trying to get him to focus up and come up with a new strike plan here. Let's see if Nola can execute it. The pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off by Darno. Darno got a piece of Remuto on that one with the swing, but Remuto is going to be okay. No problems there. Darno made sure to check in on him. Catcher to catcher. You got to love that. So man on first, 1 out. You're down 6 runs. How do you respond as a unit? Travis Darno is going to have to find a way to respond here. As the pitch is on the way. He swings and fouls it back again. Another foul ball from Darno. The pitch from Nola is off the plate again and wide. 3-2 count. Correction, a 2-2 count. Nola's been pitching very strongly so far. He's recorded 8 strikeouts so far. 90 pitches now. Here comes the 91st. And he swings and fouls it off again. d'Arnaud keeping this at-bat alive as much as he can to keep it alive and show some fight here against these Phillies. This is going to be the 8th pitch now delivered by Nola to d'Arnaud. Can he keep fighting? Can he keep fighting is the question. Nola fires. Gets him swinging at the top of the zone for another strikeout and out number 2. That's the 9th strikeout of the night for Aaron Nola. What a performance he's having so far. And Thompson's now on his way out, which means it is likely that Aaron Nola's night is over after recording that strikeout. What a great performance from him up to this point. They needed a great night and performance from Aaron Nola, and he has given that to them against the best offense in the MLB this season and possibly one of the greatest in the MLB's history. And the crowd is making sure he knows that they appreciate and love him for his performance and what he's done for the Phillies tonight. A great ovation for Nola. As they're going to turn to Matt Strahm now to record the final out of this one and hopefully put the game on ice. So we're hoping to see some changes here. It would be very interesting if they could pull that off. Once again, if you're new to the channel, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You guys are really what makes this channel work and what makes everything work here. Again, I really appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are big to the success of this channel, and it's only going to get better from here, and we're only going to get higher from here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. It really goes a long way in helping this channel grow and become bigger down the line. So thank you guys so much. If you guys are new here, please consider giving us a follow on Twitch. Helps to grow the channel and get more exposure out there in the sports community on Twitch. And if you watch this on YouTube, please subscribe to help out our channel into growing and getting out to bigger audiences as well. So that this way we can continue to make great content for all of you guys, including our funny series we just opened up called If Coaches Could Speak Their Mind. Where basically I go out and I impersonate coaches. Not really impersonate them, but I act like the coaches as if I could speak for them. Like I'm their translator. Like they try to talk to the media and I just translate what they're really trying to say to you. And I'm trying to experiment with that a little bit. And I'm also going to try to get more involved in some TikTok content. This way we can try to grow a bigger social following. And now we're going into the top of the 6th here. Phillies still leading 7-1 over the Braves. 2 outs, man on first. And they're going to need Matt Strahm to come in here and put the Braves away. And this way, they'll be down to their last 9 outs in this game. They'll be down to their last 9 if they can get this done. We're now over 2 hours into this game here. So I guess it just goes to show you how much people complained about the pitch clock. Just for the pitch clock to actually not take away from the postseason feel. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's kind of wild if you think about it. We haven't really seen any pitcher violations. No clock violations so far. So Strahm is on the mound. He's got 3.29 ERA in relief this year. 2.13 opposing average, allowed 11 home runs. But man, he could strike out a guy. Kevin Pillar is in, pinch hitting for the Braves. With the man on first. The first pitch is a strike inside 0-1. Kevin Pillar is fresh off the bench, looking to make an impact here with his bat. As the next pitch is on its way, he swings and misses on an inside high pitch. And it's 0-2 now. One strike away from getting out of this one. Can Strom pull it off here in 3 pitches? Can he do it in 3 pitches? That is the question. Strom winding up here. Preparing. Delivers. High. Sends it high over the box, and that is going to be a ball. Count is now 1-2. Pilar, ready for it. Coming. Misses it high and outside. That's 2-2 count now for Matt Strom against Kevin Pilar. Watching the grip of the ball here. He may be going fastball here. He throws it, and he does. Gets a hold of it, but it's unable to get it any farther than behind him. It's a foul ball. The next pitch, the 6th of this at-bat, is coming in now. And it's fouled off as well. This one inside to Pilar. That was the 6th pitch of the at-bat, now going on number 7. That was a slider. He went breaking ball on that one. He didn't get the results. Now, a reminder that the Game 4 probable starters, if the results hold, will be Spencer Strider up against Ranger Suarez of the Phillies. Suarez had a good start already when he opened up the Game 1 for them, and he performed very well above expectations for the Phillies. Strider, on the other hand, not his best stuff, but he's looking to rebound and have a better game against the Phillies in Game 4 tomorrow night. On deck is Arcia, who still has not recorded a hit tonight for the Atlanta Braves. But Pilar has to get past him first, get past Strom. 3-2 count on the way. He sends it. He pops it up, and it's going to go out into foul territory. Count is still full at 3-2. Ozuna on his way back to first. Strom delivers. Off the plate, he's going to walk Kevin Pilar. Man on first and second now. You got a runner in scoring position. A well-hit baseball can make this a 4-run game. And a really good hit baseball, also known as a home run, would make it a 3-run game. What a battle here at the plate. A 9-pitch at bat. And Pilar is able to work himself a walk. So we're going to clear it out here and move it to runners on first and second here. And the ball is hit up the gap down to center. Rojas throwing home. Ozuna coming home. Here's the throw. Not going to be there. Cut off by the pitcher. And a run scores for the Braves. It's 7-2 Philly. Runners are still on first and second here. But a run does score for the Atlanta Braves. And they've cut the lead down to 5. Remember the rule, a little bit at a time, folks. A little bit at a time. Chip away at it. Great swing, great contact. That's all they needed from their guy, and they got it. Orlando Arcia puts them in a good position, gets some more runs on the board there, and now have potential to put some more on. 2 runs, 7 hits now for those Braves. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Phillies at this point. Strom 10 pitches in, still 2 outs. Man on first and second. There's now going to be a mound meeting. But in the meantime, the Phillies are getting another bullpen arm warmed up. It's going to be Sir Anthony Dominguez. As Strom facing his next batter here. And this is a guy you don't want to face. As this one is grounded to first. And Harper gets the quick out to get out of the jam. But not before the Atlanta Braves put on a run here. Late in the top of the 6th. But Harper gets the quick out. Harris unable to capitalize on a runner in scoring position. They leave 2 stranded. Braves down 7-2, 5-run deficit. They will have 9 other chances to pull this off since they have 9 outs left to give. This game is getting interesting. Now, I am going to also add, because it keeps popping up that somebody was not happy that I wasn't streaming the actual game itself. What I'm doing is I'm not streaming the game, I'm calling the game. And I said it when I put it in the description. This is the NLDS Game 3 commentary, live commentary. That does not mean I'm streaming the actual game. I'm calling the game. That's what it means when I say commentary and play-by-play. That would mean I'm calling the game and giving a play-by-play call and analysis of the game rather than go ahead and just show the game at this point. Because if you just wanted to show the game, first of all, what would be the point of me being here on camera and being able to, have a play-by-play stream and communicate with people? And second, if that was the case, do you know how many people are in legal issues right now because they're using illegal streams and creating pirated streams? It's not smart. So it's better off to just call the game as is and let it rock that way. And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling the game, giving you guys an auditory visual of what's going on. So once again, I'm going to have to reset the scoreboard. We're bottom of the 6th. Reset the balls, reset the strikes, reset the outs, and take the runners off the bases. No errors yet recorded by either team yet, which is very good. You don't want any errors tonight. That'll open up a can of worms that you can't close. Now, a quick dive into what's going on in baseball now that we are officially out of that madness. The Astros and Twins are tied at 1 now in the top of the 2nd. You heard that right. They are tied at 1. And in terms of hockey at the moment, let's take a quick glimpse at that. I'm not looking at any NBA stuff because they are still in the preseason. But in terms of hockey, Montreal is already up 1-0 on the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we'll just mark that down as well on the ticker to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on. And the first pitch is on the way. And that one is going to be registered as a ball from the Braves. Pilar has been moved into left field. Smith-Shawver is still out there. And he records a strike on that pitch. It's 1-1 now in the count. Johan Rojas at the plate. 0 for 2 tonight with a foul out and a ground out. He hasn't been too great in this postseason up to this point. Batting under 100. Shawver on the pitch. Sends it real high. Looking like he was going for his head there. 2-1. He wasn't really actually going for his head. I was just joking. But 2-1 is the count. Phillies still getting guys warmed up. Sir Anthony Dominguez still taking some pitches. As the pitch from Shawver's on the way, and Rojas pops that one up and back, it's going to be a 2-2 count. Once again, we're checking through the scores of the other games at the moment. Montreal is up on Toronto, 1-0 in hockey. As the pitch is all the way from Shawver, they're calling a strike on the outside of the plate. Remember what I said, I will not argue strikes or balls, but whenever I make that statement, you probably know how I feel. So that's going to bring up Kyle Schwarber and bring us back to the top of the order as a result. So again, bottom of the 6th, 1 out, no balls, no strikes. Schwarber now up to bat. The pitch from Shawver. Strike. Low part of the box, but he gets it. So Schwarber, already 0-1 in the count, and he's 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out in his last at-bat. The pitch from Shawver is fouled off. 0-2 now in the count. Ottawa and Carolina are also playing at the moment. Ottawa up on Carolina in hockey. As the pitch is on its way, and Schwarber gets a hold of this one but sends it to the right sideline, that's going to go foul. The pitch from Shawver. Off the plate and high. Count's going to be 1-2 here for Schwarber. Or Schwarber. Schwarbom. The pitch from Shawver. Low over the plate though, but it's still a strike. It's still a ball regardless. 2-2. It wasn't high enough. Turner's on deck here. Again, 1 for 3 tonight with the run scored. 2 strikeouts. The pitch from Shawver. Schwarber gets a good hold of this one. He's sending it, and it is caught in right field, fielded by Acuna. He had to bend down a little bit to actually get that one. But it is an out regardless. It's a line out to center. To right. And the Phillies have now recorded 2 outs in this one. So 2 outs now for the Phillies. And up to bat is Trey Turner, a fan favorite. Chicago and Boston in hockey are still not started yet, but they're about to any minute now, as Turner's taking the first pitch from Shawver, and that's going to be low and off the plate. 1-0 now to start. The pitch from Shawver. Turner went around. That's going to be a strike. 1-2. 1-1. Correction. 1-1. 1-1. He swung it. He didn't want to, and he went, oh, too late, and he swung. He realized it afterwards. He shouldn't have swung. But the third pitch in the at-bat, he went to swing, and he held off of it. He barely held off of it, but it is a ball. It was inside and high. 2-1 count. 2-1. Shawver at 28 pitches. Here's the 29th. Swings. Turner gets a hold of this one. He's sending it deep out to left center by the wall, and it's gone. Home run for Trey Turner, and the Phillies take an 8-2 lead. They're building on top of the devastation they're putting down on the Braves. 8-2, bottom of the 6th. That one went 379. Exit velo looking at 106. That's one way to put an exclamation point on that. They lost a run in their lead. They gained the run back in that lead. Turner got a hold of this one. A meatball from last name. I'm losing it. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry. I'm losing the pitcher's last name here. The pitcher's last name. Got it. Shawver. Smith Shawver. Threw a meatball. Turner capitalized, and that's what happened as the final hit just come out. And it's going to be a pop out from Bryce Harper. Flies it out to the center field to Michael Harris. That'll be the third out. But not before Trey Turner hits a solo shot to regain the point they lost in that lead. And now the Phillies are up 8-2 in this one going into the 7th. My goodness, you did not see that coming. I definitely did not see that coming. Them continuing to build on that lead. It's like anytime you take a point or two away from, they're like, you know what? We want the run back. Let's go. Let's try and get another run in there. It's unbelievable what the Phillies are doing at this point. Another thing to note, Houston and Minnesota now in the bottom of the second with 1 out. Score still tied at 1. So we're going to put that update right in here just so everybody can witness it. So that's a bottom 2. Set at the top, bottom 2. Yeah, not top 2. And we'll be keeping an eye on anything else that happens in hockey while we are live here. Let me also update that to put it to the top of 7. Top 7 now. Top 7 here in the NLDS. Game 3 between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. If you guys are tuning in for the first time. Here's what's going on. The Phillies, Atlanta started out with the lead 1-0 in the top of the third. It was looking like the Phillies might be having a rough night. Instead, in the bottom of the third, they scored 6 runs to completely crush Bryce Elder and take him out of the game. They put in a reliever, and he let up 2 runs of his own. And since then, it's been a back and forth of who can score more runs at this point. Philly continuing to pound it on, and Atlanta trying anything they can to get back in this game. I mean, you're considered one of the greatest offenses in MLB history, and you are struggling against Aaron Nola, who may not have even been the best pitcher this year for the Philadelphia Phillies. That sends a big message out to the rest of the league. Of the teams remaining, you need to watch out for the Philadelphia Phillies because they may be going to win a title this year. That's what that's looking like right now. What a performance the Phillies are putting on right now. Absolutely incredible. This may go to 5 games still, but the way they're playing tonight, this will be over in 4. Can't help but be excited for whatever's going on here. For Philadelphia, they've been waiting a long time to win a World Series. They've been waiting a while. We're talking since probably 2008. So since 2008, they've been wanting to win a World Series again. They haven't done it yet. They went back twice now. They went in 2009. They went in 2022, which is last year. And now they're trying to go back to that same promised land again. But Sir Anthony Dominguez is now in for the Phillies, taking over. 3.78 ERA this year, 2.46 opposing average in 50 innings. He's recorded 48 strikeouts. We're off to the races, and the first batter takes the first swing, and it's going to be outside off the low and outside off the corner. Ronald Acuna is the one at the plate here. 2 for 3, a double, a stolen base, and a run scored by him tonight. As Acuna takes another swing, grounds it out to the shortstop, who throws it over and gets the out at first. Great moves by Trey Turner. Good defensive effort. That's the first out. Acuna now 2 for 4 tonight after that. Turner making big shortstop moves, getting quick outs. That's what they needed. Beautiful connection between him and Harper, honestly. The best thing they did was put Harper on first base. It has worked dividends for Philly, and you're watching it unfold right now in real time. The pitch from Dominguez is outside and high off the plate. Ozzie Albies is up to bat. Count is now 1-0. 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single. And here he goes getting his chop, and that's going to get by the diving second baseman, picked up by the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. And he's going to throw that in back into the second baseman, Alec Bohm. And now there's a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Ozzie Albies is on first. Record that as a hit. Atlanta now has 8 hits on the game. Austin Riley now at the plate, 1 for 3 tonight with a single recorded earlier tonight. The first pitch from Dominguez is a strike. A little bit of confusion there from Austin Riley. He may have thought that was a ball, a little bit low of the zone, but apparently it was called a strike. And he's going to have to deal with that, unfortunately. That's how the game goes. Dominguez evaluating, looking, watching first. Slings it. And it's high above the zone. They want to go check the swing. They're saying he did not go. It is 1-1 count. It's a ball to Austin Riley. Riley waiting. Pitch on its way. He holds up, and they're calling that, saying he didn't swing, but there's a little bit of hesitation from the catcher. He may think that that was a strike, maybe clip the top of the zone. But nevertheless, it is called a ball. It is ball 2. Counts now 2-1 to Austin Riley. Good cut at that one from Austin Riley. He's sticking around here. That fastball for Dominguez is working. But that last one he just threw was 100% a sinker. But that is a strike since he fouled it off. So 2-2 count now For Austin Riley, he needs to be very smart with how he approaches this next one. The pitch. Swings and a miss. Sir Anthony Dominguez records the strikeout. That is the second out of this one in the top of the 7th. Man still on first, though. Don't forget that. There is still a man on first. 2 outs now. Runner on first. And up to bat is Matt Olson. Olson looking to get hot tonight. Maybe put them back in this game, whatever he's got to do. But here's the pitch from Dominguez. And he's going to pop this one up down the left line to left field. Caught by Marsh. And that's a 3rd out. Strong showing now here in the 7th from the Phillies. They're ready to put this game away and move on. And I have a feeling somewhere out there, the Braves are feeling the same way. But once again, the Phillies up 8-2. Leave one man on, no earned runs, 1 hit, no errors. As the Atlanta Braves are down 8-2 here, going into the bottom of the 7th. Once again, if you're here watching the stream for the first time, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way in helping the channel grow down the line. If you guys like what you see, feel free to follow or subscribe. It helps us get out there on the pages and get exposure for Twitch and for YouTube. So please, if you guys like what you see, please spread the word. Follow, subscribe, do whatever you got to do, whatever you do. If you like it, we have more content coming. We got a weekday show that airs every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So please be sure to share that all with your friends. Tell your mother, your father, your sister, your dog, whoever you got to tell. Please help us out in growing this channel. It means a lot to us. Thank you guys so much for choosing us today to call the Braves and Phillies game. It means a lot. Thank you so much. We're going to the bottom of the 7th, and I think we could all say safely that this game is over. I'm pretty sure the Phillies have this one wrapped up. No debate. It's over. It is over. 100% over. Very much so. I think it is really like 100% completely over. I'm pretty sure. Quick update around the league. Top third, Houston, Minnesota still tied at 1. And now in the top third. Let me put in a quick update for that here in the ticker on the bottom of the screen that you see scrolling. The scrolling ticker is what we have here on the bottom. Top of the third. 1-1 in that one. You can watch that one on FS1. Houston leads that series 2-1. If they win tonight, they're going to the American League Championship Series to face the Texas Rangers. And in hockey right now, it is 1-0. We'll double check hockey in a moment, but we're back here focusing on this game specifically. So far, we're going through the box score. Elder did not have a good showing tonight. Couldn't even make it through a full 3 innings. Acuna 2 for 4 with a double run, stolen base, and Albies 2 for 4 with an RBI. But overall, you got to commend the amazing efforts the Phillies have put tonight to make sure they don't fall behind these Braves. They have been absolutely remarkable up to this point. There has been no debate about that. %. There clearly needs to be some work done here and trying to help and make sure that this right here, these Phillies, there's something special about this team. I can't quite explain it. But it's different than last year. Last year they went on a miraculous run. They were on a really good trend here. It was just really wild, honestly. And shout out to Hey It's Walter for the follow. I really appreciate that, man. Goes a long way in helping us grow this sports channel. 2 more to 15 people. 2 more to 15. Hey, thanks for the score update. I was feeling lazy. Huge Phillies fan. Thank you so much, man, for checking in. I'm glad I was able to help you out with that. As the first pitch from Shawver is going to be a ball now and a strike. Up to bat now here at the plate. Let me just update this scoreboard. My apologies. This third pitch is on the way. That one's going to be a ball, and it's going to be 2-1 now in the count for Shawver. Shawver not having a great showing. I'm shocked Snicker has not pulled him out of this game yet. I think he's starting to accept the fact he may have lost this one. The third pitch is on the way, and that one's going to be in there for a strike. Count now 2-2 to the Phillies. Up to bat right now is Alec Bohm. Bohm, 1 for 3 tonight with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. Here's the pitch. Bohm puts it into play down up to the shortstop, makes the play, completed out to first base, and Bohm is going to get out there. That's the first out of the inning for the Phillies. Great play there made by Arcia. And I think it's worth bringing this up one more time. Arcia and Harper have some kind of beef going on, and I can't quite explain what it is. But on both homers that Harper hit tonight, because he hit 2, he hit a 3-run go-ahead in the third, and he hit a solo shot to extend the lead a couple innings ago. He now has been, it's almost been like a competitive chippiness as the next pitch from Shawver to Trey Turner here is fouled off for a strike, and that's going to be 0-1 in the count now. Sorry, not Turner, Bryson Stott. Now, important to mention that in this rivalry, I'm seeing Arcia is staring him down, Harper staring him down. Next pitch from Shawver just now. Ball in the dirt outside. Count is now 1-1. Count is now 1-1 with 1 out. Here's the next pitch. That one's also going to be inside and low to Bryson. 0 for 2 tonight with the walk and a run. Postseason so far, he's actually been very good. He's just having a very cold night. But like I'm saying, on both home runs that Harper hit, he had a stare-down match with Arcia. As the next pitch from Shawver is going to be off the plate again, wide. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Could he possibly work another walk is going to be the fun question here. Shawver delivers, fouls it off. Correction. It ended up hooking back in, and it's been fielded by Rosario. That'll be the second out. So it'll be a pop fly recorded out for the left fielder, Eddie Rosario. So 2 outs now for the Phillies. Once again, they are in full control and domination, man. Full domination up to this point. Orion Kirkring is in the bullpen warming up to come in soon. He may be coming in at the top of the 8th here before they bring in their closer. As the first pitch is going to be a ball here delivered to JT Realmuto. Count 1-0. Orion Kirkring is actually a very good story. He made a miraculous fast rise this year. At the beginning of this year, we saw him over in the Jersey Shore Blue Claws in their minor system. As this first throw from the second throw from Shawver is going to be right down the middle for a strike. Counts now 1-1 to Realmuto. Kirkring started out the year with the Jersey Shore Blue Claws down in high A baseball for the Phillies. And now to this point, he's playing postseason baseball for them. As it's a swing and a miss inside for JT Realmuto. Count is now 1-2. Realmuto's the rise of Kirkring has been unprecedented and very quick. And for the Phillies, they may have a possible good reliever for the next couple years to come. The kid has risen up the ranks very quickly, made a fast rise coming into this year. And he's proven just how versatile he's been if they're trusting him now to come in the postseason in the 8th inning. The pitch on the way from Shawver. He loses the ball there, couldn't wrap it up. That one's in the dirt, 2-2 for JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto having himself a good night. Walter saying that emote is Bryce Harper. I'm glad we got Turner. Sad I missed the crazy defensive play in Game 1, though. Heard about it, though. Yeah, the defensive play in Game 1 was absolutely remarkable. It really was. And the next pitch is high above the zone. 3-2. It's going to be a full count for Real Muto now. Full count. Castellanos on deck. He's already hit a homer tonight. Outside of that homer, he hasn't done much else. 0 for 2 outside of it. The next pitch from Shawver. Swung on and fouled off again by Real Muto. Shawver at 46 pitches now. He's been sitting there for a while ever since Elder was pulled for the game. As he's preparing to deliver again to Real Muto, try to get out of this inning. The pitch, low in the zone, and it's a strikeout, a punch out for Shawver to get out of the jam. Right there in that full count. It's a quick 1-2-3 for him. And the Braves are coming out of this one with no more blemishes on their record. A rarity tonight. But the Phillies are still holding strong, 8-2 over them, going now to the top of the 8th. There were some great moments, I have to say, through these games tonight, man. Some great moments. I can't lie. Some great moments. I'm probably going to have a few highlights coming out of this, especially reactions to the homers and the big defensive plays. I'm definitely going to be putting these on these channels. So, again, thank you guys so much for sticking around, enjoying all the content we've been putting out. It really goes a long way in helping us grow the channel. I know I keep saying it a lot, but it really is true. You guys are a big reason why I keep doing this and why I keep coming back to streaming. I made so many excuses not to do it. I was doing podcasting. I couldn't stay consistent with the podcast. My work schedule became a problem. And now I've hit this point where I'm really enjoying the work I'm doing, being able to bring this all out for you guys. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. And this goes out to the community here on Twitch and to the community out there on YouTube. Again, it doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate everything you guys do. And for just hitting the follow button or subscribing or just having a conversation, chat with me. It all goes a long way in helping make this channel stronger and better and coming closer to what it can be. Walter, again, the hits are really close. Not the runs, though. Sad I've missed stuff. Yeah, I have to say, there have been a lot of... What's interesting is in the beginning, Atlanta really was getting some good hits in. Nola wasn't looking his best. His strikeouts were good. He was getting a lot of strikeouts, but he was getting guys on base, which was becoming a continuing issue. And by the time they hit the third, it finally reared its ugly head, and they had gotten a run. So it was run, 4 hits at that point. And then in the bottom of the third, Philly woke up, went completely nuts, and scored 6 runs in the bottom of the third. Absolute madness ensued. Bryce Elder was knocked out of the game. They brought in a reliever to take over for him. That reliever got blown up. They scored 2 more runs. Bryce Harper's had 2 homers tonight. Nick Castellanos has homered tonight. Everybody's been chipping in their little part to make this game even better and make it a blowout for Philly. Every answer Atlanta's had, Philly has struck right back and kept this lead this strong through this point. Now they're 6 outs away from taking a 2-1 series lead going into tomorrow night, where they can potentially knock the Braves out and go to the NLCS for the 2nd consecutive year in a row. And they'll take on the winner of whoever wins the series against the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. Who knows? If the D-backs win tonight, we could have another relapse of what we had last year, where 2 wildcard teams were actually in the NLCS. Last year it was the Padres and the Phillies. Now it could be the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, as long as the Dodgers, don't come back or try anything. So Orion Kerkering is coming in for the Phillies. He's going to get his chance to pitch here in the postseason. His father is in attendance, Todd. Got to be happy to see his son pitch. And as the first pitch is on the way, and it's a strike, hitting the outside of the box. 0-1 now for Philly. In the batter's box right now is Marcell Ozuna. As the next pitch is on its way and it hooks down deep. It's going to be 1-1 now. Ozuna 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a run scored. Has been having a decent postseason performance so far, but he could definitely be much better. His next pitch is on his way, and the beautiful motion on that pitch from Kerkering might have one of the nastiest pitches I've ever seen. His sweeper has to be one of the most lethal in baseball, and that's not an exaggeration. One of the most lethal in the MLB you will ever watch. The movement, it could start here, it comes outside, and comes right back into the box. It's ridiculous the way that pitch moves. as Kirkring winds up to fire again. This time he misses it wide, well outside to the left, to the right of the plate. And it's 2-2 now in the count. As we wait for the next pitch. Thanks, Walter. I'm glad you were able to find me as well. It's really nice having this conversation, man. I'm glad I can help you out with anything going on with the Phillies right now. That I'm able to call this game. It's really something special. The next pitch is on its way. Checks swing. He did not go. 3-2 count. He missed it off the box. So full count now with no outs. d'Arnaud on deck. Big moment here for Orion. He fires. Ozuna gets the hit. Shortstop picks it up. Turner fires. Completes it to Harper. Harper couldn't ring it in. Harper could not bring it in. Really tough throw to make there for Trey, but that was unfortunately going to be on Bryce. Might be an error. But I'm going to say now, I don't know if you should give that to Bryce. That should 100% be on Trey. Phenomenal play he made, but Harper would have had to pick it out of the dirt. And again, he's not a natural first baseman. That's a tough play to make. So I'm going to let him off the hook. I'm going to say Trey should have thrown a better ball there. But it's hard to do when you're off balance trying to make a quick play. So runner on first now, no outs for Travis d'Arnaud. They did not call an error on this one, so there is no error on this play. Kirkring fires. First pitch is fouled off by d'Arnaud, 0-1 count. Orion Kirkring firing his 10th pitch of the night, 0-2 count, misses the plate. Counts now 1-2. Harper, you can see that the dismay in his face that he did not want that. As the pitch is on its way again, the sweeper comes right off the plate, 2-2. Absolutely, he looks upset. He's got to focus up. I mean, it's still a 6-run lead, but you don't want to make any mistakes. As the next pitch is down the middle, but fouled up and back by d'Arnaud, count is still at 2-2. d'Arnaud tonight 0 for 3, still looking for his first hit. His last at bat, he struck out. But his career in the postseason, he's on the better end of performances. Maybe not tonight, as Kirkring prepares to fire. Sends it. d'Arnaud gets it, sends a little drop in there, and it's fielded by Marsh, who makes the catch. Throwing it out to second. Ozuna's going to have to go back to first. That's 1 out now for the Phillies. 1 out for the Phillies now. And now coming up to the plate to bat is a pinch hitter. They've called up a pinch hitter. It's going to be Forrest Wall replacing Kevin Pillar. So Forrest Wall is going to replace Kevin Pillar, who was originally pinch hitting earlier. He was pinch hitting for Eddie Rosario. Pillar, who was just playing in left field, who made that play last inning, it is now going to be Wall. Wall is pinch hitting for Pillar. The first pitch from Orion Kirkring is just off the outside of the plate. That's going to be a 1-0 count. You're right. It's kind of insane to think of how, broadcasters used to do it, as the second pitch is low over the plate, but it is low underneath the box. That's going to be a 2-0 count. Yeah, the way the game has changed a lot. Baseball radio, you just used to listen to the guys on radio. It had to be from a specific station. As the third pitch is right in the zone, that's a strike, dead center, right down the pipe. 2-1. The way the game has changed with baseball radio, modern technology has changed a lot, and now anybody could really call the game from wherever they are. As this next pitch is going to clip the outside of the box and go in for a strike on the sweeper. It's 2-2 count now. Kirkring's got him on the ropes. On the ropes. The way the game has changed so much, it's actually remarkable. As this one is sent deep to left, down to the warning track is Marsh. He's going to make the play, send it over to second. Cut off by Trey Turner. And Ozuna is not going to be able to advance once again. He's going to stay on first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. The way in the past decades, you used to have to turn on the radio station and listen to it or just watch it on your TV. Now it's changed so much where you can listen and watch anybody do it. It's really remarkable. As the first pitch from Kerkering delivered with his sweeper, his patented sweeper, is off the plate and inside. Arcia is batting 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single being his only hit. As Kerkering sends in the next one, right down the middle is a sinker. And that's a strike, 1-1 now. And there, right there, is Kerkering firing another strike down there, 1-2. It's a 1-2 count now. Orion in full control right now of this at bat. The next pitch, swinging, grounds it to second, and they get to force it second. And that'll end the inning. Kerkering didn't allow a single run on that one. Allowed just one, it looked to be one hit on that. And no runs scored, leaving one runner stranded at first. They're going to the bottom of the eighth. 6 outs remaining in this game. 3 outs left for the Braves to pull off some kind of miraculous comeback. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm trying my best not to actually do that, to try to avoid doing the Castellanos thing, because it's so controversial these days. But it is considered one of the biggest memes in baseball. It really is considered a big meme. So, yeah, I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best to just be as authentic as possible, but I definitely get it. You know, and that's a deep drive to left field for Castellanos, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to put on this headset again. I don't know if I'm going to call the Reds game again. I want to apologize to all my bosses at Fox. You know, I totally know what you mean, though. But thank you. I appreciate the comments about the chat commentary and the game. It really is super, super helpful. And I appreciate the advice and everything, and all the tips you're giving me as well. You know, telling me about the good blending of it all, because you know you got to have a good blend of interactions as well. Oh, absolutely, especially with my generation, with how they feel about the I definitely agree with that. I think it is definitely one of my favorites, because that's like one of the most memorable moments. And for my generation, you know, who knows? Maybe a decade from now, if I'm calling these games for a bigger network, who knows? I mean, if I start doing this more often, they're going to absolutely know that that's what it's from. And it's going to be the funniest thing ever. And they're going to get the joke. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. I've always been that person when I call games, just like, and this and this, and this and this, and this and this. It's just the way that's my style of calling. I like just doing that. It's like a run-on. But I'm just trying to work on now just being more patient with everything. But once again, also, if you guys are new, tuning in for the first time to the stream, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's really well appreciated. If you guys want to see more content, you like what you see on Twitch, if you're seeing this, please consider giving us a follow, because a long way in helping our channel grow here in the sports division of Twitch's community. And if you're watching this on YouTube, consider subscribing to our channel, The Brian Mansell Show. I've been uploading content as much as I can up there, so that this way things can help. We can keep continuing to build this brand into something big, hopefully the next big internet sports fad. I'm hoping to do something like that for this channel, so please do. If you can, I appreciate it. Be great for us. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and choosing us today for the Braves-Phillies broadcast, Game 3. 29, yeah. Oh man, so you're still young, man. You're really young. You're almost my age then. I'm only around I'm in my early to mid 20s. So I totally get it. Internet kid, that makes 2 of us, man. That makes 2 of us. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I mean, it's one thing to, and we got another big hit off the first pitch. He's watching it go. There's a home run. Another solo shot. Nick Castellanos, his second home run of the night. And the Phillies expand their lead even further. 9-2 in the bottom of the 8th. 449. That was a monster shot. 112 off the bat. First pitch, first swing out of the field over the wall. My goodness, 9-2. 9-2. This is getting out of hand. This is just getting out of hand now for the Braves. The next batter up takes a strikeout in the low corner, but we're going to get a replay of this. Castellanos just in full rhythm, full swing, no holding back, just went for it, and it was just gone. There was no looking back. That was a no-doubter. As the next pitch to Marsh is going to be down low in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 is the count. And they're doing the chop in Philly. They're mocking the Braves. Here it comes. The chopping. The next pitch from Sauver, who still has not been pulled out of this game, is a ball outside, 2-1 count. He's now at 52 pitches tonight. I'm still processing why he hasn't been pulled yet. But you know, I'm not Snicker. I'm not the person who makes the decision. As the next pitch is on its way, and this one's hit deep and far out to left. That one's out of here. That's another home run, back to back. Castellanos hits a solo, and Brandon Marsh says, hold on, hold my beer, let me join in on this. 10-2 now for the Phillies. This game, folks, if you didn't think it was over then, it is 100% over now. They need to consider pulling Shawver out of this game. That's 6 homers tonight as a team for the Philadelphia Phillies. That is a postseason record for their franchise. Franchise postseason record, 6 home runs as a unit. The likelihood Shawver stays in this game is slim now, and they're having him out. They're Snicker. They're pulling him out of the game after Brandon Marsh and Nick Castellanos go back-to-back on solo shots to open up the game here. To open up this inning, I should say. 10-2, Phillies lead over the Braves. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is getting out of hand. I didn't expect this kind of result tonight. I'm sorry, I really didn't. And a new pitcher's coming out now for the Braves. Coming out, jogging out, should be... I'm trying to see who it is now, trying to get a name for you guys. The name should possibly be... If I'm guessing, it's probably Jimenez. I'm not sure if it's Joe Jimenez. I think it is. That's the person I think that's coming out is Joe Jimenez. Joe Jimenez, I think, is the one pitching. But again, I'm not confident in that decision. We'll see when they come out or when I get an update through my server. It is Daysbel Hernandez replacing Smith Shawver. So Hernandez is coming into pitch now for Shawver. Daysbel Hernandez, 27 years old, is a fill-in for everybody who may not know who he is. He's a righty, 5'10", 220, 27 years old. Debuted just in July of this year, July 23rd. In this season, he has a ERA of a 7.36 in the regular season in 4 game appearances, pitching in only 3.2 innings, recording 6 strikeouts and a whip of a 2.45. That is where we're at. We're pulling in guys with a 7 ERA to determine the out to really just get the game over with. I'm fascinated by that decision, but I get it. And you're right, he definitely heard about it. He definitely heard about it if he hit that home run. Must have heard us talking. You know what they say, the old saying, a lot of my parents used to say this thing where it was, his ears must have been ringing because we were talking about him. That's usually the way my parents would say the saying. If your ears are ringing, someone's talking about you. Maybe his ears were ringing, he knew we were talking about him, so he had to get in on the action. But back-to-back home runs is the story here for Castellanos and Marsh. That's finally what gets Shawver taken out of the game. Hernandez is now in relief. 6 homers tonight again, ties the MLB postseason record by a team in the postseason. The only other team who has done it in a single game was the Chicago Cubs back in 2015 in Game 3 of the NLDS versus St. Louis. Go figure, right? Go figure. I definitely am trying my best to get my YouTube link to my page. I'm trying to work those things out. Again, everything you're seeing, I built myself. I'm working on it all. As the first pitch on its way is high on the outside corner, that is going to be a ball. 1-0 now from Hernandez. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch on his way is grounded right back to the pitcher. An easy little toss to first, and that's an out for Johan Rojas. The only batter tonight who has struggled to get on base has been Johan Rojas, but that doesn't seem to be much of a concern when your team is winning 10-2. So 1 out now for these Phillies. Now we're back to the top of the order. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4 tonight. Last at bat, he hit a pop fly out. And the first pitch is inside towards his ankles. That's going to be a 1-0 count now. It's a ball. In terms of total hits so far tonight, I'm going to get a better number. We have 11 for the Phillies, 9 for the Braves. As this one is chopped foul to the right, the count is now going to be 1-2. 1-1. 1-1, correction. I'm definitely thinking about finding a way to get my YouTube link going and around everywhere. So I think I put it in my profile. I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check it. As the next pitch is on its way and he swings and misses on it. 1-2. That one dipped just underneath the zone on the inside corner. And he swung and missed at that one. It's 1-2. And the next pitch is down low. Count is 2-2. 2-2 for Kyle Schwarber with 1 out, nobody on, 8-run lead. Can Schwarber get himself involved in the party? The pitch hits him. Schwarber is hit by the pitch inside. He's going to be walking or jogging at this point to first base. Going to have to brush it off there. No warning was issued, of course. He did hit him. It looked incidental, accidental. This one, he just loses control, hooks inside, hits the inside of his, looks to be his left thigh. His left thigh took a little bit of a graze on that. He's okay. It's not bothering him, so good thing it didn't lead to anything more. So we have a runner on first now with 1 out. Up to bat is Trey Turner. Trey Turner's now up to bat. The first pitch is outside and low for ball 1. Trey Turner 2 for 4 tonight with a solo homer and 2 runs brought in on his own. The pitch from Hernandez is low in the dirt, and it's going to be a 2-0 count now. 2-0. Absolutely amazing. Let's see what else we got going on here. The next pitch from Hernandez, he's definitely trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get the strikeout. How's it out? And he sinks it low again. And Trey Turner's still not fooled. 3-0. Is he going to just quadruple down on it and throw another low pitch? We're going to find out. I think you're going to have no choice but to throw a strike here, especially trying to get out of this inning. The pitch from Hernandez. It is a strike in the low inside corner. 3-1. Turner did not swing. And that's coaching for you. The rule is unwritten. You never swing at a 3-0 pitch. As the pitch is on its way, he swings at this one low in the dirt and outside. And it's 3-2. Shouldn't have swung at that one. It's been a bad trend. He's trying to keep it low and away so Turner can't hit it. And he's just reaching, wanting to get on the board. So full count here. The pitch from Hernandez. He holds up on the pitch. And it's going to be another ball. It's all hitting the same exact spot. Low, outside, in the dirt. That's where it's going every single time. He works another walk. And now we got runners on first and second now for Philly. The Braves continuing to have issues tonight. They can't escape this. Bryce Harper at the plate. Could he go for number 3 for home runs? Could this be his 3rd homer of the night right here? Time is called by the batter. Harper's calling time. Correction. The catcher has called time. He's having a conversation with the umpire to make sure he's not in violation of anything. He's checking the pitch comm. Darno is asking if Hernandez can hear his pitch comm. Apparently they're coming in to check him out. Here comes the infield to talk. Albies and Darno are talking to Hernandez to see what's going on with his pitch comm. But real quick, a quick update and review of what Harper did tonight. I would recommend watching the highlights to understand what this man did. This man hit some absolute tanks tonight. And I mean like tanks. He sent those balls into orbit. If he gets another home run tonight, I am ready to crown him the MVP of the World Series when they make it. I will. If he hits another one right now. Absolutely miraculous performance he's putting up. Put the team on his back to dominate today. 100%. Walked away from game 2 Phillies in control and came back to them getting dunked on, but wasn't overly worried about this game. But respect to the Braves, and baseball can get so crazy. Yeah, baseball gets really crazy sometimes, as the first pitch is going to be out, is going to be inside and low. Ball 1. Looks like he's telling him to throw the heat, because that was one of the first fastball that I've seen from him tonight. The second one, low underneath the zone again, trying to hit the corner, and that's another fastball, but he misses again, 2-0. 2-0 to Harper. Yeah, baseball can be crazy. A lot of things go wrong, You never know. You can have an 8-point lead and lose it immediately. 8-run. Swing and a miss from Harper on the inside pitch. It's 2-1 now. You could have an 8-run lead and you could easily blow it in seconds just because one guy underperforms and another guy overperforms. It's the way it goes. It's baseball in a nutshell. It's why it's so unpredictable. You can never know what will happen. As the next pitch from Hernandez is on the way, he swings and tips it, but it's still a strike regardless. The count is now 2-2 for Bryce Harper. Remember, 1 out right now for them. Runners on first and second. The man on second is in scoring position. Once again, another interesting stat, with that homer that Harper hit, the second one of the night, he now has the most career homers in the NLDS in MLB history with 10, breaking the tie that he made tonight with Chipper Jones. The next pitch is inside again. 3-2. We got another full count for Bryce Harper. So what does Hernandez do? If you're Hernandez, do you go and keep going inside, or you switch it up and throw it outside and make him have to reach for it? If I'm him, I'm making him reach for it and putting it low. The pitch inside, and it goes up the gap to the second baseman, who gets it out at second and completes it to first for the double play. And the Phillies are not going to be able to add any more runs after taking Schwarber out of the game earlier. Sharver out of the game. So 2 more runs added on. They had 2 men walked, left 2 men on, and they now have an 8-run lead. 8-run lead. My goodness, I can't even believe I just said that. We are now 3 outs away from the end of this one, and the Phillies taking a 2-1 lead in the series. 3 more outs away from getting it done. They have your broadcast up in the dugout, no doubt. Listen, it's possible. It's very possible they could have my broadcast, but it's a very slim chance. Very slim. It'd be funny, though, if they did. And y'all said that's what did it. Yeah, no sweat, homie. Not trying to stress you out, and you're not doing a bad job. Not my intention to say or mean at all. No, listen, man, you're fine. It's not you, man. It's just the truth. I'm doing a lot of work to try to make this happen. I do a lot of work here in sports to try and make sure that this is all, make this all look as professional and good as possible. So down from the ticker on the bottom that I made custom. I still have to update some of the information actually while I'm in this commercial break. From the follower goal to building these graphics in my editing service Canva, to using a scoreboard service to make this, to my webcams, to my microphones, everything is just all made by me and done by me. It's a lot of work that goes into it, and there's always improvement. I always say that there's always something to improve on. So I'm not offended or anything. It's just the truth. It's what I do, And I'm grateful for the constructive criticism. It's always helpful. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Really impressive, inspiring. I do appreciate it a lot. We are going to do a quick little update on everything going around in the sports world real quick. Houston and Minnesota, end of the 4th now. They're going to the top of the 5th. You can watch that one on Fox Sports 1. Houston does have the lead now. They broke the tie. It is 3-1 over the Twins. A 3-1 lead for Houston. Remember, if Houston wins tonight over the Twins, they win the series, and they will be going to the ALCS to face the Texas Rangers. Winner of that one goes to the World Series to represent the American League. That is the situation in Minnesota right now. And in about just under 50 minutes from now, we're going to have the game that could change the world in the LA Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks win, they're going to complete a massive sweep, which is absolutely absurd to think about. But some hockey updates too. We haven't updated hockey in a bit. Montreal and Toronto. Montreal is up on them big right now, 3-0 in the second period. Make sure we got that fully updated here in the second period. 3-0 in the second. Let me make sure I got that written. And this is also a text file, so I'm editing a text file in order to put this up. The ticker. Michael Lorenzen is taking the mound now for the Phillies. This is a very unique scenario. They're putting him in to pitch. Usually one of their starters, and he's coming in now in relief to close out the game here in the ninth. First pitch on the way is high and above the box. That's going to be a ball for Michael Harris II, who's 0 for 3 tonight, all 3 appearances resulting in groundouts. And the next pitch to Harris is fouled off, count 1-1. Let's change it up here. My apologies. Back to your top of the ninth. Lorenzen, in a tight scenario here, pretty comfortable actually. Throws it, misses it outside and high. It's going to be 2-1. 2-1 count. He's throwing some serious heat right now. I can't lie. He's throwing some serious heat. Big time. The next pitch is going to be low and missing the corner there in the inside. 3-1 now to Michael Harris. That time he threw a changeup. He led off with 3 4-seams, went with the changeup on that one. The next pitch is popped up. Coming in is going to be the third baseman making the play, and the quick out is Alec Boehm. And now we're 2 outs away from the Phillies taking a 2-1 series lead. But there's one man who stands in that way, even though it's an 8-run lead right now. Mr. Ronald Acuna Jr. is at the plate. Top of the ninth. Once again, 1 out. Ronald Acuna Jr. The first pitch misses low and outside, and it's almost in the dirt. 1-0. Ronald Acuna Jr. in a tough scenario here. He's going to have to embrace the fact that he is going to lose this game. And he grounds this one up to short, picked up by Turner and thrown to Harper for the second out. Beautiful play there by Trey Turner. Once again, proving why he's one of, if not the best defensive shortstop in baseball right now. That was a custom play, signature play by Trey Turner, getting that glove down, dropping down to that knee, and just using the momentum to spin up, set his feet, and complete the throw to Bryce Harper and make it look like it was effortless. 1 out away now for these Phillies. Up to bat is Ozzie Albies. First pitch is a strike hitting the outside of the box. 0-1 now. 0-1 count. Lorenzen fires. Misses it. Low outside corner. Count is now 1-1. We're preparing here. 2 strikes away. Lorenzen sends it out in the dirt, bounces it, goes off, but he's lucky there was nobody on base because that would have been a very bad wild pitch. Count is now 2-1. The pitch off the top corner again. Count is now 3-1. This one was actually higher, so better pitch, but fortunately it did not graze the corner, so it's going to be a ball. Count is now 3-1. And 4-1. They walked Ozzie Albies. Albies is going to go to first here. So they'll have a runner on first. 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Lorenzen at 12 pitches now. Just got to settle down a little bit, get the nerves out of him. I know it's a playoff game, a lot of nerves surrounding that, but you're in full control. You got a lot of insurance on you. Nothing to worry about. The first pitch is hit by Austin Riley, and that's going to jump in for a base hit to Marsh, and Albies with his speed is able to stretch to third untouched, and now they've got runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. Once again, you just need to settle down a little bit. You're in full control. You've got insurance runs. There should be no reason why you should be panicked in any way. as Matt Olson is now at the plate. 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a walk. Just settle into it. Don't let the pressure take over as the first pitch is right down the pipe, a four-seam fastball from Lorenzen. Good pitch, good pitch. The next pitch from Lorenzen is popped back foul. Count is now 0-2. 1 strike away from securing the victory, Lorenzen is. 1 pitch away. 1 strike away. The pitch is in the dirt. Count is now 1-2. 1-2 now for Michael Lorenzen. A quick reminder that the matchup for probable starters tomorrow in terms of pitching will be Spencer Strider in Atlanta and Ranger Suarez for Philly. Suarez did take game 1 for Philly, and he proved to be an important asset to the team. Pitched a great game as this next pitch from Lorenzen is down in the dirt for a ball. Count is now 2-2. The count is at 2-2 now. 2 outs, runners on the corners, 10-2 lead. It should be a comfortable win no matter what. As the next pitch is grounded to the third baseman. Bohm with a tough throw, and he gets it. He gets the final out on an impressive throw, and the Phillies are going to take game 3 here in front of their home crowd at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies come into this with a lot of pressure on them, a lot of questions about the starting pitching, a lot of questions about Atlanta being the best offense the league has seen in a long time, and yet tonight they held them to just 2 runs on 10 hits. And for Philly, they secure a massive victory after lighting up a massive 6-run third inning on Atlanta to create a comfortable victory here, 10-2 with 11 hits and no errors. The Braves are going to have to regroup now as the Philly, once again, I said, take the lead here 2-1 in the series. The game is over. Game over. Game over. The Phillies pull off a big victory here. They're now up in the series 2-1. Tomorrow, Spencer Strider, Ranger Suarez. This will be the biggest game of Ranger Suarez's career. Possibly the most significant and the largest victory needed in his career. If they win tomorrow in Philly in front of their home crowd, they're going to the NLCS. If they lose tomorrow, they got to go back to Atlanta with all the momentum in favor and on the side of the Atlanta Braves. Tomorrow is a make or break game for Philly, and they've got to find a way to pull it off. It was an offensive masterclass today by the Phillies. Let's see if it can hold on. But let's go through a couple reviews of some of the stats from today's game. It's important to go through this. The winning pitcher today, Aaron Nola. Losing is Bryce Elder. Let's talk a little bit about why Nola was so good real quick. Why he was so important to the Phillies' success. Although he struggled a little bit early, he was able to go the distance and finish out with 5.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, which resulted in 2 earned runs, 1 walk, struck out 9 batters in 5.2. Nothing but love and respect for what Nola did today on the mound. The only other guy, nobody else was able to give up a run today. Kirkland did a great job at his 1 inning pitch. He allowed 1 hit, didn't get any strikeouts, but he controlled the game well. Dominguez, same story, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, did very well. Strahm, 1 hit, 1 walk, handled it well, no runs were given up. Lorenzen, 1 hit, 1 walk, handled it well. There wasn't a problem. There wasn't any kind of emergency scenario. They're in full control. The pitching did their job enough to control the game and make sure that Atlanta couldn't come back. Pitch selection was great. Management was great. Great game called by Real Muto behind the plate. Everything went really well for them. And in terms of their bats, I mean, we got to shout out a couple people who really put in a good performance today. The top batter today was 100% Brandon Marsh. 3 appearances today at the plate. 4 appearances at the plate, my fault. 4 appearances. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 RBI, and he only struck out once. You want to keep going with that. Castellanos, 2 hits in 4 at-bats, which resulted in 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout. But he hit 2 home runs. So 2 solo shots are why he's here. Realmuto had a pretty solid game himself. 1 hit in 3 at-bats, 2 RBIs, a walk, struck out twice. But I think another person we have to call out, because it's of course we have to, Bryce Harper. 2 hits in 5 at-bats, 4 RBIs, 1 strikeout. The man hit 2 home runs today. Phenomenal day for him. And Trey Turner's another one. 2 hits and 4 at-bats, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. The man also hit a homer today and was huge in the success of them moving forward throughout the game. Great game from them offensively. Pitching was on point. This is what complete domination looks like, and this is what a complete team looks like and a complete performance. Phillies showed that, put it on display, had a great game today, no doubt. The Braves, on the other hand, Albies, 2 hits and 5 at-bats, 1 run. He really was the only major contributor today, outside of Ozzie Albies having a strong game himself. 2 hits, 4 at-bats, 1 RBI, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Austin Riley didn't have a terrible game, but he couldn't get anything going outside of the 2 hits that he had. Another guy who had a good game, Marcell Ozuna, 2 hits, 4 at-bats, and struck out twice, though. d'Arnaud did not register a single hit today. Neither did Eddie Rosario, Pilar, or Wall. Pilar actually had 1 plate appearance and ended up walking. So I guess we'll call that a win. And Arcia for at the shortstop spot for the Braves. 1 hit and 4 at-bats, 1 RBI, 2 strikeouts. Michael Harris was nowhere to be seen today. No hits and 4 at-bats. Same thing, and it's just the way it goes sometimes, you know? You have a bad day, and it just piles up. It stacks up. And for Atlanta, in terms of their pitching, Elder didn't even make it a full 3 innings. He was knocked out with 1 out left to go in the 3rd. After giving up 6 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 2 homers. Tonkin came in to replace him. Didn't even make it a full inning. He registered 2 hits, a strikeout. Brad Hand comes in. He's pitching for an inning. He gets 1 earned run on 1 hit, which means it was a solo shot homer, a walk, 2 strikeouts, and then he got pulled and put in Smith Shawver. So Shawver comes in to replace him, the 20-year-old, and he ends up going for almost 3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 3 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and 3 homers. And then Hernandez came in, got the job done for them, 1 walk, but didn't allow a single hit or earned run the entire time in 1 inning pitched. So that'll do it for that. So overall, you're just going to have good and bad games. Good and bad. It's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the saying I always go with. It's the way the cookie crumbles, the way things go. You're going to have good and bad games. Atlanta just had a bad game today. The hitting was great, but offensively, they just couldn't capitalize on having runners on base and in scoring position. The defense and fielding for the Phillies was on point. There was rarely any mistakes. The only one I saw was that 1 pick we saw late in the game between the throw from Trey Turner to Bryce Harper. That was the only major mistake. Defensively, everything else was on point. There weren't any issues. Everything else, you can just rely on pitching. That's it. Plain and simple. And shout out to Hayes Walter in the chat for having such phenomenal energy in the chat today and helping, bring the liveliness up here. I wonder if Ranger getting yanked out last time will be in his head at all. That is a possibility, if that'll be in his head. But I don't know necessarily if that'll affect him entirely, if you get what I mean. I mean, I'm not sold on the idea that he's going to get completely knocked out. How do I put it? I think Ranger had a tough showing, but the fact they were still able to pull it out and do some good work is a good thing. So I'll explain a little better. So Ranger, for reference, right? The last game he played was Saturday. They won that game 3-0. It's sad. They pulled him really early. They didn't have to. But in that one, they won the game 3-0 to open up the series, game 1. He pitched just shy of 4 innings, a hit, a walk, 4 strikeouts. On paper, that's really good. But then they decided, let's go bullpen, let the bullpen do the work. I'm not somebody who agrees with the idea of letting the bullpen do the work if your pitcher's still in a good place to pitch. But I guess they felt something was off and they just wanted to let the bullpen get the work. And they wanted to save his arm. And it actually works in their favor because by saving his arm and cutting him short in game 1, they now have him for a full availability for game 2. He only threw 53 pitches, so that's an advantage to them. He needs less rest days. His arm won't be as sore. Faster recovery. Faster to get him out there. So maybe it was a strategy thing from Rob. He knew they were in a good place. He trusted his bullpen, so he said, Suarez, we're going to bench you. We're going to get you ready in the event we need you for Game 4. And he goes, okay. And now they're going to need him for Game 4, so he's getting the nod. And then they still have insurance because if they go to Game 5, they can probably put Zach Wheeler out there again. And Wheeler can dominate as the true ace he is. So they're in really good shape. The problem is against Strider. Strider had a decent game against Philly in Game 1. Again, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts in 7 innings. And he did pitch a good game, 94 pitches. But he's more gassed and on shorter rest and won't be in the same shape as Suarez is. So maybe that plays an advantage for the Phillies and puts a strategical disadvantage for the Braves because of how smart Thompson was to know to pull him. Maybe that's the way to look at it. Regardless, I think it's just about, in the end, Suarez needs to redo and do exactly what he did in Game 1 and bring that same energy back. And they're in Philly, so the fans are on his side. He just needs to focus and do exactly what worked for him in Game 1. Repeat it. Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, it's about feeding off people. Yep. Anytime I catch you, for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Again, our show that we do here, for those also watching this on YouTube and on Twitch, we're going to be we do a weekday morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern every single weekday. So if you guys ever want to tune in for a morning show, we're going to be doing that. I like to do call-ins every now and then to have people call into the show so we could talk and have a conversation, talk some sports a little bit while I'm doing segments. Tomorrow I'm going to have a guest on from the Giants YouTube community. He'll be doing some work with me, doing an interview, so that'll be a lot of fun and some stuff to be keeping an eye out on. So again, thank you guys so much for being here for this stream. It meant a lot to me. Great game from the Phillies. Great game to call. Once again, Phillies win this one 10-2 and take a 2-1 series lead over the Atlanta Braves. Tomorrow, they face off again with the opportunity to eliminate the Atlanta Braves in a stunning move that I think would shake the baseball world. So, with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to sign off here one more time. Repeat one more time. Morning show tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure to check in. If you can't watch it, don't worry. We have VODs saved. You can check them out on YouTube, and you can check them out on Twitch. We have them all saved. As long as we don't break any copyrights, YouTube won't copyright us and take us down. So, again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the love, all the support, and for you guys coming out to watch us today, call this game. Once again, I'm Brian Mansell, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great one, everybody.
To dinner time with Cheetos Mac and Cheese.
Sorry about that. I have Spotify free. I ain't paying for Spotify.